It's mid-November in Oregon. Big Sky Conference football. We're in downtown Portland at Providence Park. Road game number 4 for the Grizz. Homecoming and senior day for the Vikings as number 2 Montana takes on Portland State. The Grizz trying to continue to be road warriors against a Portland State team much improved. Looking for the upset here on home turf. Big Sky Conference standings, the Grizz and the Bobcats perfect so far, both trying to hold serve with the Brawl over the Wild coming up next week. Hi everybody, I'm Trey Bender alongside Jordan Tripp. The Grizz trying to move to 11-0 for the 4th time in their history. An improved Portland State team here, Jordan, and they're a team that's gotten better offensively.
They absolutely have. We know that Montana has the opportunity to secure home field advantage and win a Big Sky Conference, but Portland State, man, they have struggled to find consistency this year, but as of late, you guys, their rushing attack has been the cornerstone of their offense, and they have found something there.
And they are amped up to play here in this stadium with a good crowd on hand, trying to pull off the upset. This is a team led by a quarterback in John Keave Sagapolitelli, who has had some big games this year.
This kid's a gunslinger. He's got a strong arm. The issue he's had, though, is he's young and he's turned it over, but he does not get scared. He tries to continue to stretch the field. The question will be for him, can he do that today against the Montana defense?
The key for them is the run game, and they really lean on this guy, DeLon Thompson, their workhorse.
He's fast. He's explosive. He's got the traits of a big back to be a bruiser. 722 all-purpose yards and a near 200-yard outing against Cal Poly. That's their workhorse, Trey.
Well, the Grizz, a close call last week and a victory over Eastern Washington. Great start, but a wild finish.
You know, the Montana defense just did not get off the field. 90-plus snaps on defense and 50% third down efficiency was the story for them. They got to be better today.
22-0 lead. Jake Skockel, despite getting sacked 8 times, led his team back, and this was interesting down the stretch.
Well, the defense not getting off the field on third down led to that onside kick and a close save at the end with that muffed snap for the Montana win.
So Montana trying to improve defensively, especially with the numbers. Too many yards given up, and something they'd like to rectify. They can turn people over. It's the other problems.
Absolutely. I mean, Montana with 13 interceptions on the season. Peyton Wing right here is one of those guys. High impact player, splash player.
Kellen Dietrich, meanwhile, from Havre, coming off a career game up front.
Coming out party for him, 3 sacks, multiple quarterback hits for Kellen Dietrich, wreaking havoc in the backfield for opposing offenses. Multiple TFLs, again, 3 sacks last week. He's really come on strong down the stretch for the Montana defense.
The high-risk, high-reward Grizz D trying to step up on the road and keep the record perfect in this one. Great setting here in downtown Portland as the Grizz and Vikings get set for battle. And with more on the sideline festivities, here's Kyle Hansen.
Trey, Jordan, great to be here with both of you guys. And it was funny looking at the weather earlier this week. It looked like we were going to get that classic northwest rain, but boy, we once again couldn't ask for better college football weather here in downtown Portland, Oregon. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Stockman Bank weather report. 62 degrees as we're about to kick things off here at Providence Park. There's no wind, it's cloudy, but the sun is starting to peek out a little bit. And as I mentioned, it was supposed to rain, but we're dodging it right now. So let's keep that good vibes and keep our good streak rolling with the good weather. So that's a quick look at your Stockman Bank weather report, Montana's brand of banking. Well, guys, the great return to Providence Park has been kind of the talk for Portland State all season long, but knowing the Grizzlies were going to play them, it's been a big deal all week. This is the first time Montana's played here since 2015. Portland State last played here in 2018, and of course played a full season in 2016. There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes work from President Ann Cudd, from head coach Bruce Barnum to make this event happen. This was their home for over 50 years, and they've been dying to get back here in downtown Portland. And you can feel the energy, the vibes. There's been fireworks. The crowd in the lower bowl is full with a lot of Grizz fans, but of course Portland State fans here as well. And it's been host to a lot of big events outside of sports as well. So we're excited to get this one kicked off. So let's send it back up to Trey and Jordan, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. There is a definite buzz here in this building and in downtown, and you can sense the Vikings feel like this, is their game where they can put a statement on things this year.
The atmosphere is electric. It's like you're walking back into history, Trey. Looking at some of these things, you see some of the stats there. First overtime NFL game, host of a World Cup event for women's soccer. This place is truly special, and man, they've sunk a lot of money into this place, and it's just in pristine shape today on a beautiful day here in Portland.
The Grizz will get the football first. Matthias Uribe, the senior from San Dimas, California, has it teed up. And they're out in the green and black, cheering on their Vikings here on Senior Day. And we are underway. That is a squib kick. They kick it away from Wortham. Deflects off and up back. And the ball's loose at the 30. And the Vikings have it at the 30-yard line.
What a start for the Portland State Vikings and their coming out party at Providence Park with the ball in Montana territory.
Styles Goodman tried to receive it and he couldn't hang on.
Squib kick. They saw something on film. Robbie Hauk, special teams, shows up huge with a fast start for the Vikings in striking distance. What a gutsy call, Trey.
They kicked away from Wortham. It ends up being effective. First down, Vikings at the 30-yard line. And Tyree Smith, their changeup running back, quarterback, he's going to take the direct snap. They'll hand it off. It's Thompson. Thompson inside the 15. Thompson inside the 10. First and goal, Vikings at the 6. What a start for Portland State. 24-yard pickup.
The energy in this place is unbelievable right now. What a start for the Vikings on offense. DeLon Thompson gashing the Montana defense.
Now in the ABA Law Group red zone, first and goal Vikings. What a start. Kenzo Lawler on that last tackle. Against Smith at quarterback, takes the snap. He'll keep it. Smith is in. Touchdown, Portland State.
2 plays and a touchdown for Portland State. Throwing the kitchen sink at number 2 Montana and striking first. Inside zone, one of the freshman guards leaning on that run game and getting into the end zone with their running quarterback, Tyree Smith.
His 3rd rushing touchdown, the redshirt freshman from Henderson, Nevada. Uribe for the extra point. It's through there. 7-0 Vikings. Special teams play. And then Smith getting the start ahead of Saga Politelli. He delivers a quarterback with his running back Thompson.
The +1 run game with Tyree Smith, that means the quarterback is that +1 player. There's nobody to account for him, and he just waltzes in the end zone like a hot knife through butter of that Montana defense. And a fast start for the Viking offense. Man, did anybody expect this? I sure didn't. Didn't take them long. 40 seconds to get on the board.
Bruce Barnum has seen some good things of late with this team. They put 40 points on the board and win at Cal Poly, and that is just the start, just what the doctor ordered in front of this home base here.
And it even happened last year. They won the special teams battle. Robbie Hauk got the best of Montana and Coach Hauk. They saw something there against the receiving team for Montana. And you said it, Trey, fast start for the Vikings, striking first, stealing a possession.
Let's see if Uribe squibs it again here. He's going to kick away this time, and that is over the head of Rocker through the end zone, and the Grizz will have it at the 20-yard line. Kaylee Ayat, one of the best in the country. He's gotten better on the move, student of the game, problem solver. His numbers are off the charts, and they've had to put up big offensive numbers at times this season to stay undefeated.
They have, averaging 40 points a game, on pace with one of the all-time greats. But Kaylee Ayat, when you break it down, he's on pace, Trey, to match Dave Dickinson's 95 season over a 15-game stretch. Can he do that this year?
From the 25-yard line, goes to work, gets it to Michael Wortham. Wortham makes a man miss. Wortham up the middle. Midfield and to the Vikings 46-yard line. Big play on first down as it goes for 27.
Well, this is something that Montana did not do exceptionally well last week, was get Michael Wortham the ball in the screen game. That's called a bingo screen to an inside slot receiver, and just let number 6, the all-purpose yard leader in the conference, do the rest.
Whitefish Credit Union replay. In motion is Davis, rolling left is Ayat, and nothing doing. Shut down behind the line of scrimmage. Good play, Isaiah Green, the free safety in there. Today's Players to Watch brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center.
Gilman and Deck, just two stalwarts for the Montana offense, but man, Spencer Elliott and Helmstetter, high impact players on defense. Look for those two to be all over the field today.
Loss of a yard after that Davis catch. It's back to the 49. They'll go lateral. This is a pass. Wortham downfield for Davis. And it is intercepted by Portland State. It's picked off by Carson Mamarill.
Oh, he called him down.
It hit the ground. It hit the ground.
Man, Portland State almost got another possession there. The double pass from Michael Wortham, who's 2 for 2 on the season and 1 touchdown when throwing the ball. The former quarterback, Brooks Davis, turning into a defensive back here, and it clearly hits the ground.
Now the ref mic is not working, but they said it definitely hit the ground. Or today's referee, Jeff Rink. 3rd and 11 now for the 49. Ayat has some time. Sideline pattern, and it's near the stick. Drew Deck with a catch, and they're going to mark him out at the 39. Looks like a little bit short of that 4th down.
Excellent timing by Kaylee Ayat and Drew Deck, throwing a deep comeback. On the left side of your screen, Kaylee working through his progressions in Portland State in man-to-man and 1 high safety, understanding that his opportunities outside, and he delivers to Deck.
Grizz 14 of 20 on 4th down this season. 4th down and a yard from the 39. Double tight end alignment. Finch in motion. Handoff. Gilman. He's got the 1st down. He's to the 35 and down there. So they pick up 5 yards to move the chains. Isaiah Green, their leading tackler, the free safety on the stop again. That's a Tyre Romer 1st down.
Isaiah Green all over the field. Yes, he's their leading tackler, but he also has a lot of splash plays. 3.5 tackles for loss and a forced fumble. Look for him to match up a lot against Gilman in the slot game.
Grizz trying to answer the Vikings score. 1st down at the Portland State 35-yard line. We'll go with the pistol formation. Gilman behind Ayat. Handoff. Gilman. Trying to stretch it to the outside, and that was well played by Portland State. Nothing doing on that edge. Jackson Helmstetler was there. He lost a yard, Jordan.
This was something that struggled with last week against Eastern Washington, Trey, in an 8-man box. If Montana's going to want to be competitive down the stretch, they're going to have to figure that out, because they're going to see that more this season.
They'll go empty set, 5 receivers this time. Pressure coming up the middle. On the move with the throw, catch by Davis down to the 31. They end up getting 5 out of that play. He did a good job just making something out of not a lot available, and Deontay Thornton on the tackle.
Yeah, Trey, when they get behind the sticks there on 1st down and lose a yard, like you said, you're just trying to get something back, and you wonder right now if this is 4-down territory. Kaylee Ayat hitting Brooks Davis on a simple in-cut route to make it more of a 3rd and manageable opportunity here for the Montana offense.
Rocker, their best receiving running back in the backfield to the right of Ayat now on 3rd down.
Portland State man-to-man.
Ayat has some time. To the sideline, and coverage incomplete. That was almost intercepted. Intended for Wortham over there. Isaiah Green was right with him. It's 4th down.
Miscommunication between Kaylee Ayat and Michael Wortham. Portland State with excellent coverage and a stop in the high red zone area, keeping Montana off the board. Can Ty Morrison get it done?
48-yarder. He's 6 of 9 this year. His long this season is 42. This would be a season long. Out of the hole to Davis. Trying to get him on the board. The kick is no good. Off to the right.
Man, oh man, what a start by Portland State.
Vikings will get it back after a defensive stop, leading 7-0 on home turf.
Today's game is sponsored by.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
We focus on youth sports because we truly believe that youth are the foundation of Montana's future. I think nothing improves your mental health and well-being and your physical health and well-being than being outside, active, talking to other people, and socializing in an environment like that. Learning teamwork, learning leadership skills, resiliency. As a company, we're deeply invested in our communities, not just our members.
When you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Quick start for the Vikings on homecoming. Get out your phones. It's time for the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. Scan the barcode on the bottom left of the screen. Follow the instructions. Send in your pick. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share some of our favorites later in the game. They started the game with Tyrese Smith at quarterback. Now they have gone to John Chiave Sagapolitelli, the guy we talked about in the open. Smith more of their runner. Sagapolitelli more of their passer. They're going to change it up here in the second series.
This kid can stretch the field. He does not get rattled. Don't be surprised to see him take some chances.
Sagapolitelli, right sideline, and the catch is made. It's LaVille, and he has a first down across the 43-yard line. Today's players to watch, brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center.
Solomon Tuliapupu and Hayden Schwartz wreaking havoc in the backfield as of late for the Montana defense. But man, Crew Newman and T. Love, they call him, two guys on that Portland State offense who have come on strong lately and getting that win over Cal Poly. They got some magic here today.
LaVille with that last catch, senior from San Mateo. Sagapolitelli rolling left away from pressure, fires downfield. He's got his man again. It's LaVille. It's a first down. Run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That was on the money, 23 yards.
Simple sail route. And Sagapolitelli dropping it in the bucket. Portland State clicking right now on all cylinders, offense, defense, and special teams. Getting in scoring position again.
LaVille has dealt with injuries, healthy the last 5 games. He looks to be on top of his game. Sagapolitelli, a slant pattern. And that will go for 5 yards down to the 30-yard line. Again, LaVille, as Kenzel Lawler's on the tackle, but they're going after him right now.
They are. They're seeing something here with this matchup. And man, Sagapolitelli started out tough, but he does have potential. He has a strong arm, and he can make all of the throws. If he's on today, Montana might be up against it.
2nd and 5. Thompson straight ahead. Wing gets to him, and a whole host of Grizz, including Diesel Wilkinson. Pickup of 3, 3rd and 2 coming up.
Well, Trey, this isn't the first time that Sagapolitelli and Ayat have gone at it, too. Both from Hawaii, both played against each other, familiar foes.
Yeah, he was a number 12 rated high school prospect in Hawaii. His brother Jaron is a starting quarterback at Cal. 3rd down and 2.
Got man-to-man right here.
Charlie White, the tight end, right side of the formation. Play action. It's picked off. Taken away by TJ Roush. The Grizz have it. And Roush keeps it going. Roush to midfield. And he's finally tackled at the 33. Big play from Montana's D. That is pickoff number 14 this season.
Montana elects to go man-to-man. TJ Roush in the slot, undercutting the route. Riverboat gambler style. If you take it, you make it, man. And did he? Montana desperately needed that when Portland State was in scoring position. getting the momentum back for the Montana Grizzlies.
That is Roush's first pick as a Grizz, a big one here to get Montana the football back at the Vikings 34-yard line. They fake the end around, they hand it off to Gilman straight ahead, puts his head down, and the All-American is close to a first down at the 25-yard line.
That thing just parted like the Red Sea for Gilman. Could have drove a Mack truck through that hole. And there's another one for Montana. 14 interceptions, first in the Big Sky Conference, number 3 in the entire country.
On second and short, Gilman loses yardage here. Did not pick up the first down. Pierce Walker, the nickel, came up and hit him hard. It's third down and about 1.5 yards.
Well, this is the difference in the game from last week and when the Montana Grizzlies got in trouble is they win on first down. Now it's a third and manageable, much different than a 3rd and 7 or 8. Higher percentage of conversion.
Trying to get a player off the field on the Vikings side of things, and now we've got whistles. They had too many men on the field. They had to burn a timeout.
Forced them to burn one.
So a big special teams play setting up a Vikings touchdown. Grizz get a pick. They've got the football. Trying to answer Coach Barnum here in Portland.
Born in Montana, built by Montana elk hunters. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has called Montana home for more than 40 years and is rooted in conservation and Missoula community. Nearly 1 million acres of Montana habitat improved or protected. We stand for elk. We stand to restore habitat. And we stand for our hunting heritage. See us at the Elk Country Visitor Center.
This field represents big moments, big challenges, and the need for a team you can trust.
At Holloway and Hulling, we understand what's at stake. We are your advocates in Missoula and western Montana.
We provide clear, result-driven counsel for criminal defense and personal injury cases.
Our new downtown office is where we turn that strategy into action.
Holloway and Hulling, your advocates for justice and a proud Grizz sponsor.
Montana doesn't try to be anything but itself. Never has. The rivers keep running steady as ever. The mountains stand tall. And the sky, well, it never learned how to be small. People come here looking for something. Maybe quiet, maybe a good story. But just a reason to take the long way. Whatever it is, they find it. Find your Montana moment.
Basketball fans, Starch Madness is back, returning to downtown Boise in Idaho Central Arena this March 7th to 11th. Experience Boise's vibrant downtown with walkable restaurants, hotels, and championship basketball. Make your travel plans today at visitboise.com or by scanning this QR code. March starts in Boise.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
What a setting here, Providence Park. The Vikings played football here from 1967 to 2018. Portland Timbers call this home. And this football team playing some good football at the early stages. They get a special teams playing a touchdown. Grizz trying to answer, looking at a 3rd and 2 at the 26. Play action. Ayat spots Wortham. He's got a caravan in front of him. Schaefer blocking inside the 5. It'll be a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Well conceived there, and he had a lane a lot of people could run through as they set it up for 22.
One of the reasons that this Montana offense is so explosive, not because they can stretch the field, but because their receivers block downfield, and you saw that on that play for Michael Wortham.
Boy, Gilman is bottled up, trying to run off the right side. Nothing doing as Jerome Roberts, the Sam linebacker, was in there. 2nd and goal from near the 4.
The defensive line and linebackers for Portland State they're stout. They've had issues on the perimeter, but man, some big guys up front and in the middle, and it's no question that they want to get the ball to Eli Gilman, but Montana first in the conference in red zone efficiency.
Gilman with Schaefer blocking off the left side. No indication yet. He's in, touchdown.
Eli Gilman with his 15th touchdown on the season, leader in the conference, all-time active leader in the FCS. They didn't mess around there, right behind big Evan Schaefer leading the way for the score.
It hasn't been easy. It's been tough sledding running the ball, but Gilman with Schaefer in that jumbo set in the backfield cashes in there at 7-6.
That's a lot of beef. I would not want to get in front of Evan Schaefer.
Look, he passes Rodney Nelson of Monmouth to move into number 3 nationally with that score.
How about that? 17 touchdowns.
Wow.
Leader in the FCS of scoring. I'm sorry, the conference in scoring. Truly, truly impressive.
And Morrison now 50 of 50 on extra points this season. Gilman, it was set up by a pass play to Wortham, finds the end zone here.
Galloping his way towards that Walter Payton Award, Eli Gilman.
Montana doesn't try to be anything but itself. Never has. The rivers keep running steady as ever. The mountains stand tall. And the sky, well, it never learned how to be small. People come here looking for something. Maybe quiet, maybe a good story. But just a reason to take the long way. Whatever it is, they find it. Find your Montana moment.
In the heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
Let's make sure your customers' data isn't on the menu. FR Secure, security experts on a mission. Learn how to protect your business at frsecure.com.
We never set out to be the largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest. We just wanted to be the best. But we forgot that being the best means more guests wanting more action, more jackpots, more big-name entertainment, more pedicures. Well, more everything. Until one day, you look up and realize, we need a new hotel tower. The new River Tower, to be exact. Northern Quest in Spokane, Washington. Now the largest. And yes, still the best.
An Eli Gilman touchdown run squares this one in the first quarter. Time now for a check of this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating trivia questions. You can visit them at williamsplumbing.com. Today's question: last time Portland State played in Providence Park, October 13th, 2018, who did the Vikings beat that day?
Ooh.
Think about it. Think about it, Jordan.
I think I got it. Do you got it?
I got an idea.
I might have peeked at John's board over here and looked for the answer. I won't say anything.
Now this Vikings team trying to put a stamp on their season with a dramatic win today. We're even at 7. Montana, an impressive drive after the Roush pick to square things. This is returned by Crew Newman across the 25-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 25. And let's check in now. A message from the Jewelry Design Center. Flags are on the field, by the way.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
On sportsmanlike conduct on Portland State, it's chippy out here. High energy. Guys blocking all the way through the whistle and just went a touch past. Didn't get the number on that, but that's going to really put Portland State in a tough position inside the 15-yard line to start this drive.
You've been there. As an underdog, they were feeling their oats a little bit, some confidence, but you can't take that too far. And they have Tyree Smith back in a quarterback now. So they have rotated the QBs. It'll be the redshirt freshman now from Henderson, Nevada, their running style QB. They'll hand it off in the backfield. Thompson is smothered and he's dropped. Eventually, Caleb Otluski cleaned it up, but he got some help back there. Loss of 4.
Kellen Dietrich on the inside and Otluski, and Peyton Wink finishing it off, making him bubble. The former Viking. Loss of yardage for the Vikings, an even tougher situation inside the 10, and you can hear the Montana fans here.
They'll run it. Smith maybe back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 14, and this is a danger zone if you're any offense against this blitz-happy Montana bunch on defense.
No doubt about it. Montana in that first series just played them straight up with Tyrese in there. That last play, they ran some line games. That's an exchange of gaps for the front 4, cutting up the front, causing another tackle for loss, and an even tougher situation here for the Portland State Vikings. And this is when you can really pin your ears back on defense and blitz.
Smith from his goal line. Deep ball. And it is a catch. What a play over there. That was LaVille. Coverage applied by Ford, and LaVille having a big game. That goes for 29.
T-Love, they call him. Over 100 last week against Sac. No secret on the go route here. But a little wrinkle, Tyrese Smith is a running quarterback, and they knew it, but he could still throw, and he drops it in the bucket for a massive conversion for the Vikings.
LaVille has sprinter speed, a track guy in high school out of San Mateo. Trips left this time. Smith looking that way. Slant pattern. Catch made by Zachary Dodson-Green. Ball is free. It's incomplete.
They're going to take a look at this one and see if he completed the catch and made a football move. It was a bang-bang play. Catch hit by Elijah Brady, the freshman corner, getting his opportunity. The middle of that field's a scary place if you're a receiver. You got to look it in.
It's ruled incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 37. Play action. Smith delivers a strike for a first down. Hauled in by Jalen Lynch. Smith playing with some confidence. That'll move the chains at the 48-yard line.
Excellent route. At the top where you see Tyrese Smith there, just deliver it and flick it as he gets hit under duress for a completion, and again moving the sticks for the Vikings. They found something here, Trey. They're working those short to intermediate routes, and then when they got the man-to-man opportunity, they're taking the top off, and their chance is deep.
Lynch, rangy, athletic at 6'2" and 185. Smith, quarterback draw, shut down at the line of scrimmage. That's a loss. That was Hunter Peck. High motor guy. He really has come on as the season has progressed.
He's extremely explosive, high weight room numbers. When you watch him on tape, he has excellent punch, extremely strong hands, and just snaps the offensive line back, and that was on display right there. Reason he got a tackle for a loss.
Senior from Windsor, Colorado. He'd like to study military law at his next school. Big play there defensively. 2nd down, 10 for the Vikes.
This is an ineligible player right there.
They're showing blitz. They'll run against it with Thompson. Tuliau Pupu is there after a short gain to the 49. 3rd and long coming up.
So that play right there, that's the 4th time that Portland State has ran that formation. It's an unbalanced set with the tackle open into the boundary who is eligible. They may be setting up a pass there later in the game, but the tight end is covered up by the receiver outside. True run indicator for that Viking offense right now.
We saw Smith deliver on 3rd and long last time. Here's a 3rd and 9 from the 49. 3 receivers, bottom of the screen. Quarterback draw, Smith hit and dropped at the 49. Conservative call there. Jared Ramos, the nose tackle, was there to stop him. It's 4th down.
You wonder what the Vikings are thinking here, running like that on 3rd down. They go into a punt, and looks like they're going to bring the field up, but the Montana defense has changed a few things and shored up, for the time being, that quarterback run game with Tyrese Smith.
So Coach Barnum playing it conservatively there. Maybe thought he would cross them up with a quarterback draw with a good running quarterback, to no avail. Tony Johnson now from the 38 to punt it away. End over end, checks up and out of bounds as a kick away from Drew Deck. The ball will go out at the 15-yard line. Well, these schools meeting 364 days ago in Missoula. It was a weird one. Portland State led 3-0 after a mistake-riddled first half. Montana comes out, scores a touchdown on their first 4 possessions of the second half. They took control, and then a power outage campus-wide with just over 6 minutes to go. After a bit of a delay, it finished up 28-17. Many did not see the end of this one, but a big win for the Grizzlies, but it was a battle against Portland State.
Coach Barnum and Portland State historically have always played Montana extremely tough. Credit to them. Year to year, always showing up to play tough.
Ayat rolling and spotting Gilman out of the backfield, hit hard and driven out at the 21-yard line, and that is a 6-yard pickup. Maybe lost on Gilman's play. That's his 20th catch. He's effective on those plays as a receiver. Look what he did last year against the Vikings.
Eli Gilman, when he gets rolling, he is tough to stop, going for over 130 yards last year. Expect him to get the ball a lot. Maybe a little bit more in the passing game, something we haven't seen as of late from Montana with Eli Gilman. They'll run it with the All-American, and he has a first down across the 25-yard line. This could be the type of game where they lean on Eli a little bit. They have so many weapons. He's had those games where he's carried him a bit. You would think that, Trey. When you're able to keep the ball on the ground and control the clock, that's a real sign of a strong team. When you can dictate the tempo of the game, usually with the run game, and I think that Montana would like to do that here today. They got Corbin Hendricks split bottom of the screen. He had that one-handed catch last week against Eastern Washington. He is a threat. 6'3" target. Wortham loops in motion. Ayat looking Hendricks' way. Bumped and checked, and it's thrown away, and that was shirt-to-shirt defense. Deontay Thornton was right with him on that play. They wanted Corbin Hendricks on the go ball. Man-to-man opportunity. What a job by Portland State. Keeping the top on it, keeping the lid on that Montana offense, and forcing them into second down and 10 here. It's Dante Hookfen you're looking at right there, the Las Vegas kid up on the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it off to Gilman running right, not much doing. Spencer Elliott, the guy we talked about in the open, the junior from Bend, Oregon, was ready for him. Spencer Elliott, that's his 9th TFL this year. 5.5 sacks, but 2 forced fumbles. This guy's got some strong hands. You got to protect the ball when he's coming in there because he wants it. Now the Grizz this season, 44% on third down, but this is not an easy one. 3rd and 10 from the 26. 19 seconds to go first quarter. Portland State in one high safety man-to-man situation. Montana's got an opportunity in the middle of the field here. Not yet. Looking downfield to the sideline now. It's incomplete. Flag is thrown. Intended for Bohannon. He was checked over there by Thornton, and the flag comes in. The Boise State transfer, Deontay Thornton, got a little bit too handsy there. Portland State takes it away. Last option on the outside. Pass interference. Critical penalty for the Portland State defense when they had an opportunity to get off the field. We need to keep an eye on that matchup here today on the perimeter with Corbin Hendricks and Bohannon. It looks like Montana sees something in these man-to-man opportunities. This could be the final play of this first quarter. Grizz have it now at the 40-yard line. Bohannon in motion. Gilman right up the gut. Look out. There goes Eli. Good night. Gilman. Touchdown, Montana. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what 4.4 speed looks like from a 215-pound back. This kid has elite vision, elite speed, is extremely strong, and man, oh man, when he gets in the open field, good night. 60 yards, Jordan. He has a
3-yard touchdown run as well, and Gilman putting his stamp on this one in the first half. Morrison's extra point makes it 14-7.
Eli Gilman first in the conference, rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, yards per game, and points. What can't this kid do? Eli Gilman making his statement for the Big Sky MVP.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
Hey Grizz Nation, Clay Oven here, and let me tell you, game day starts early. Whether it's fueling up for practice or getting ready for the big game, you need the perfect start. Blue Canyon Kitchen and Tavern is the ultimate fueling station. When the excitement settles, unwind in comfort right here at your home away from home. Make every Montana game an unforgettable experience. The Hilton Garden Inn, fuel your fandom your way. Book your stay today.
At Holloway and Hulling, we deliver the results that Grizz fans deserve. If you've been charged with a criminal offense or a DUI, we will fight to defend your rights.
If you've been injured in an accident, we have the offense to get you the compensation you deserve.
Choose the right team. Choose Holloway and Hulling for proven criminal defense and personal injury legal services. A proud partner of Grizzly Athletics. Visit us soon at our new downtown location or check out our website for more information.
When you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Basketball fans, Starch Madness is back, returning to downtown Boise in Idaho Central Arena this March 7th to 11th. Experience Boise's vibrant downtown with walkable restaurants, hotels, and championship basketball. Make your travel plans today at visitboise.com or by scanning this QR code. March starts in Boise.
Welcome back into Providence Park. Montana Grizzlies just take a 14-7 lead over Portland State in a great game here, and we're very excited to be joined by Portland State President Ann Cudd. And Ann, I just got to start with the obvious question, right? You're back. Providence Park, what a crowd, everybody back here. It's incredible. Just can you speak to getting the Vikings back in this facility and then obviously seeing the community turn out as well?
Yeah, no, I'm just so excited. We played here for 50 years, from 1968 to 2018, and then we haven't played a game since then, so it's really a homecoming for us in every sense. And you know, we're Portland State, we should be playing in Portland, and so we're really excited to be back here. We're really involved in the resurgence of Portland, and that's what we're aiming for. So I'm excited about this crowd, excited about our team's play so far. It's looking good.
Been a lot of fun to watch, no doubt about it. You know, the school as a whole doing a lot of great things right now. Located here downtown Portland, as you mentioned, it brings the community together. Just anything you want to share about the school right now and just how are things going here in Portland?
Yeah, so you know, our motto is let knowledge serve the city, and we are so embedded in everything that the city does, and we're excited about that. One of the things that we learned this year is that we were ranked #1 in the Pacific Northwest in social mobility, and we're among the top schools in the nation, and that's really important to us. It's really part of our mission. So we're doing a lot of great things, and just loving having this game today.
I got to ask you, too, because you recently released a sequel video of you suiting up with the football team. But what's that been like, working with these guys? I mean, we enjoy watching it. It's got to be fun to be in.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Our players are really great guys. They're real gentlemen, and they're good in the classroom as well. So I just love, performing with them. And if they need me, I'm ready to suit up.
She's ready to suit up. Hey, you might get your number called here. You never know.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll need me.
No worry about it. Well, Ann, thank you so much for your time, and appreciate you joining us here.
Thank you. It's been a joy.
Absolutely. Trey, Jordan, we'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Cool setting here, no doubt about it, in downtown Portland. Tuliaupupu putting pressure on the quarterback, Sagapulatelli, and now on second down, nothing doing in the run game, and they got a big 3rd and long coming up. Let's take a look at the video that Kyle was talking about. Here it is. In full gear, you gotta love it. 3rd down now. Sagapulatelli over the middle. What a catch for a 1st down.
What a dangerous throw. Threading the needle.
That was Ingman that hauled it in, the tight end, for 12 yards. But there's a flag. They're going to back him up.
Really unfortunate. This is going to come back holding behind the line of scrimmage, but Sagapulatelli taking his chances, fitting it in a tight window. Unfortunate break for the Portland State Vikings.
Well, you're right on tight window.
And this has been their story. They've played good ball at times against some very talented teams, but they've struggled with consistency, and it's plays like that.
Now 3rd and 20, and this is where the Grizz like to really pin their ears back. They've got 4 on the line of scrimmage, 2 showing blitz. Tuliaupupu is coming, rolling right. Sagapulatelli, and he delivers a strike for a 1st down. What a play from number 9, 21 yards as he spots Crew Newman for the 1st down.
One way to protect your young quarterback and calm him down is get him on the move outside of the pocket. You can see him working through his progressions and finding the open man. Crew Newman, their all-purpose yard leader, their Michael Wortham, so to speak, for the completion.
Former Oregon 6A Offensive Player of the Year Newman, now Sagapulatelli downfield, and he's got his tight end, and that is Ingman for a 1st down to the Montana 47-yard line, 17 more yards.
Sagapulatelli's found something here with this Montana defense, knowing that on these rollouts, he's going to buy himself some more time, and that's one way to combat this pressure-heavy Montana defense and take a little bit of pressure off your offensive line.
Dropped it right over the top of Clay Oven that time. 1st down at the 47. 3 receivers split right. Newman goes in motion as they go play action. Sagapulatelli, a low throw. Was it a catch? It was. Jalen Lynch goes low to get it at the 38. About a yard shy of the 1st down.
Sagapulatelli is really kind of settling in here. Dropping back. Reading the safeties of the Montana defense and finding his open receivers and just taking what the defense gives him.
6 for 8 through the air. He has split time with Tyree Smith at the quarterback spot. They'll run it here. Thompson hit in the backfield and spun down. Good play made up front that time by Matai Mataafa, and he did not get the 1st down.
Montana elects to go into a 4-down front and bring 6 off the left edge there with Peyton Wing and Caleb Otluski. You see Cade Boyd coming off the edge, nowhere to go there in the run game for the Portland State offense.
Big 3rd and 2.
Changing the play at the line. Sagapulatelli's changing his protection.
Thompson. I don't know. I don't think he got there. He got it inside the 39. He needed the line to gain the 37. It's 4th down.
It was plugged up inside by the Montana defense.
Coach Martin's going to go here. Here's a look at this play.
The defensive line slants inwards, understanding that Portland State likes to run between the tackles with DeLone Thompson.
4th and 2.
Trying to get a hard count to get a cheap one and get Montana to jump off sides. Play clock's becoming an issue here.
It's at 9. Sagapulatelli. The play clock is at 4.
Might take it, yes. Get away with one.
Timeout Vikings. 10:40 to go. A big call for the offensive staff and Coach Barnum, trailing by 7 here at Providence Park.
Born in Montana, built by Montana elk hunters. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has called Montana home for more than 40 years and is rooted in conservation and Missoula community. Nearly 1 million acres of Montana habitat improved or protected. We stand for elk. We stand to restore habitat, and we stand for our hunting heritage. See us at the Elk Country Visitor Center.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
We never set out to be the largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest. We just wanted to be the best. But we forgot that being the best means more guests wanting more action, more jackpots, more big-name entertainment, more pedicures. Well, more everything. Until one day, you look up and realize, we need a new hotel tower. The new River Tower, to be exact. Northern Quest in Spokane, Washington. Now the largest. And yes, still the best.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
Montana in front by a touchdown. Barney Ball, Bruce Barnum, 11th season at the helm. He lost half of his starters to the portal last year, but look at his accolades through the years. Great guy to talk with, has a connection to Montana with his son, and trying to pull off an upset here, looking at a 4th down and 2 from the Montana 39. Pressure coming. Quarterback hit, it's incomplete. Right up the gut, Otluski was in there, Oven as well, and they turn it over on downs.
They don't ever slow down. They just keep it coming, man. Inside pressure, Peyton Wing, Otluski, Oven.
Well, this has been good, but next week the big one. Big Sky Championship one way or another. Stevie Rocker Jr. carrying it on 1st down, a loss of a couple. That is at stake, but for Montana, they want to be unbeaten heading into that matchup, and they're getting a stiff test from this Vikings team. You got to credit Portland State. They came to play today.
They did. They didn't flinch, started fast, made it a ball game, giving Montana some fits right now.
Hayat rolling right. He's got Rocker in front of him, dumps it off, and Rocker's hit hard and driven backwards. Maybe a yard, and that's it. Good defensive play made that time by Pierce Walker, the safety.
Outstanding job by Pierce Walker not being fooled. Kaylee getting it to Stevie Rocker, but the story here is not winning on 1st down. Montana has gotten themselves in trouble this season when they do not win on 1st down, forcing them in 3rd and long situations. Portland State looks like they're going to bring some pressure here, a man-to-man opportunity for Montana.
Hayat has time. He wants Wortham. Incomplete, no penalty flag. With him step for step, Karsten Mammarell, the junior from Temecula, California.
Kaylee Iayat and Michael Wortham had the look that they wanted on the go route. The post safety gets over the top. If Kaylee could have put that over Michael's outside shoulder, maybe just had a second more in the pocket. Credit to Portland State for once again getting off the field and getting the ball back for their offense.
Jordan Herron, the redshirt freshman, standing back at the Vikings 18-yard line as Ty Morrison will try to pin him. He's put 16 inside the 20 this season. Hangs it up there. Herron's going to let it hit at the 20-yard line, takes a Grizz hop and rolls out of bounds. An effective punt at the 13-yard line. So a good special teams play for Montana. They trailed 7-0. They have a 7-point lead on the road.
The secret to happiness is discovering your spot. It could be over the mountain or deep beneath the stream. In a quiet place, in a wild place. The question is, where does your spot take you? Pocatello. Life is good here.
Are you ready? Welcome to Jewelry Design Center. Locally owned, nationally recognized. Are you ready to be blown away? To be amazed? To be inspired? Are you ready for endless possibilities? An experience like no other. Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life.
Montana doesn't try to be anything but itself. Never has. The rivers keep running steady as ever. The mountains stand tall. And the sky, well, it never learned how to be small. People come here looking for something. Maybe quiet, maybe a good story. But just a reason to take the long way. Whatever it is, they find it. Find your Montana moment.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
A good one here in Oregon. Downtown Portland, 14-7 Grizz. Portland State scored first. All the scoring in the first quarter so far after the Morrison punt. Vikings will start at the 13-yard line. Tyree Smith back in at quarterback as they hand it off to DeLon Thompson. And the sophomore from Newbury Park, California, a good gain up to the 19. He really has shouldered the burden at that running back spot. Physical guy for his size.
And Coach Barnum echoed that this week. He said, we want to run the football. We feel that's our best path to consistency and to win this game. And that's the first time, though, that DeLon Thompson has been healthy this year, and they're really leaning on him a lot more later in this season.
Slowed by a broken right thumb. First game of the season. Now a quarterback keeper at Smith, and he leans forward to the 22-yard line. Looks like a little bit short of the first down. Smith, a good runner. Big guy for QB at 6'2" and 225.
That's a load at quarterback. You can see Coach Barnum wanting to get both of these guys involved early. Change of pace against this rabid Montana defense. But I've been surprised with Tyree Smith's ability to throw the football. He's made the throws when he's needed to.
You saw the Buchanan watch list guy right there, Peyton Wing, the All-American. Lining up in the middle of the formation as a linebacker on third down and short, and it's Thompson. They actually run it left. It wasn't Thompson, it was a quarterback keeper. Smith, good misdirection there. Good fake of the ball and a first down as they move the chains.
Zone read, quarterback Tyree Smith calls his own number, feeling confident right now, moving the sticks often for this Viking offense.
He's their second leading rusher behind Thompson. Has played some running back as well. Former 100-meter state champion in Nevada. First down. Thompson. Oh man, is he hit hard. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage because Peyton Wing put a thump on him.
One thing that Peyton Wing does so well is zero hesitation. When this kid pulls the trigger, it's like he's shot out of a cannon, and he's a very strong tackler. Not a lot of leaky yardage. Puts his hips behind his pads and explodes through contact.
Always playing fast.
And that kid's got one speed and one speed only.
It's a tough yard there for Thompson. 2nd and 9 now. Blitz is coming. It's Wing on the backside. Quarterback steps up, throws downfield. And it's pass interference. Huff on the coverage on Thompson. Now my question is, did he deliver that football across the line of scrimmage? Smith got rid of it, and there's a flag. It's going to go against Montana in the secondary.
Tanner Huff, the special team star in man-to-man coverage against DeLon Thompson, getting called for the pass interference.
Watch where he delivers the football. Did he cross the line of scrimmage here?
26-yard line is the line. Boy, he was right on it. The rule is you have to have your last part of your body cross that line. And that was obviously very close. And a big break for the Viking offense.
They mark off the 15-yard penalty. Slant pattern. It's LaVille. And good play by Clay Oven. Pulls him to a short gain. He'll end up getting 4. Boy, LaVille has really played well. The senior, their leading receiver.
Take a look at how strong this is. That's 225 pounds. Getting smashed by Brock Beaner. The tough kid, tough runner. Throwing the football well here today.
2nd and 6 now. Quarterback calls his number. Smith hit hard by Roush, bounces off of him, and has a first down to the Montana 47. They've done a good job mixing up the two QBs. Smith gives them an element of physicality at that spot.
No doubt about it. TJ Roush coming out of center field puts a shot on Tyree Smith. But man, spin move. What a sweet run by the 225-pound freshman from Henderson, Nevada. Having a good start here for this Viking offense.
First down at the Montana 48. Vikings scored on their first series after a special teams fumble. Montana answered with 2 in the first quarter. Chance Miller will be in a slot to the left. Number 81 just off the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it off to Thompson straight ahead, and he gets 3 to the 45. 2nd and 7 coming up.
When Tyree Smith's coming up to the line there and changing the play with 20 to 25 seconds on the clock, what he's doing is counting the number of defenders inside the tackle box. And if there's 7 or less, he's going to elect to run it. 8 or more, you're going to pass it and try to get it on the perimeter.
Tight end Christian Ingman on the left side of the formation for the Vikings this time. 3 receivers left. Smith under pressure, throws late, incomplete. He was pressured by Roush in the backfield. It's 3rd down.
That was the unbalanced formation that we've seen been all 4 runs earlier in this game, and they had a wide open receiver for a touchdown down the field. They wanted Terrence LaVille on the corner route. We said that we thought we might see them try to throw out of this and set it up, and Montana wasn't fooled. Great job playing responsibility football by the Grizzlies.
They're 3 of 6 on 3rd downs. This is 3rd down and 7. Grizz rushing 4. Smith, far sideline, back shoulder throw, and it's caught. What a play. Dotson Green over there. First down.
What a sweet throw by Tyree Smith. Lets it go before the comeback. Back shoulder. Dropping it in the bucket from the right hash. Man, oh man. What a dime.
The Montana State transfer with a big play to the 30.
Dotson Green, the MSU transfer, coming up big there for the Vikes.
They'll run it now. Thompson trying to pick his way forward. Hasn't been easy up the middle, but he ends up getting at 3 on that play to the 27 as we near the 4-minute mark.
Positive yardage for the Vikings on first down. 3 to 4 yards sets you up for a very nice second or third and manageable.
They've got a couple young linemen they're excited about. Angelo Sarukas, freshman from Northridge, California. He's in there. 315-pounder on that left side. Pistol formation here on second down. Thompson hit in the backfield. Ramos blows that play up. Now a word from the Montana Boat Center.
Football season, boating season. You can plan for one while enjoying the other. Order your new dream boat now. Montana Boat Center.
Third down again. 4 of 7 on third downs. Portland State. Matt Lunan, the offensive coordinator, putting together a good game plan here as we near the 3-minute mark. The game clock down to 5 now. Smith takes a snap with 1. Pressure coming. Smith throws. It's picked off.
He might take it all the way. Oh, Micah Harper.
Harper tripped up from behind and down at the 26-yard line. Flag on the field as well.
Excellent read by Micah Harper, Mr. Do-It-Everything for the Montana defense. If it's upheld, he's getting his 2nd interception on the year, and it looks like he will.
Personal foul against the Vikings after the 50-yard return.
And that's going to be tagged onto the end.
Micah Harper with a big-time play. The pressure forcing the throw, and Harper steps up.
The Montana defense, 2nd interception in this game, increasing their margin, leading the country and the conference in interception. (14-7) Montana. We're going to take a look at that last interception by Micah Harper, playing with zone eyes, undercutting the route. You're going to see him come into the screen on the right side. Excellent break, showing his elite explosion. Pause it right there. Just coming out of that break and ripping up the sideline for Montana. getting their second interception on the day, their 15th on the season.
First Roush, then Harper. First down Grizz at the 14 of the Vikings. Finotti getting the call. His first carry of the game. Eli Finotti is shut down, a loss back to the 15-yard line. Good play made by Daniel Motungi. Motungi from Washington, the junior at defensive tackle. Davis in motion. Quarterback keeper. Ayat.
I think we're going to see a lot more of Keali'i Ayat running the football later in this season. He hasn't done it. That's in his bag of tricks. Exploding through the line and off the edge. What a job with Keali'i Ayat making the decision to not hand the ball to Malai Finotti and calling his own number in the end zone.
The sophomore's 6th rushing touchdown, and again they cash in after a big turnover. Morrison. And the Grizz extend their lead 21-7. Opportunistic defense, and again cashing in on those turnovers. That's been a storyline all season long. The big one. It'll be for the Big Sky Championship one way or another. A 124th Brawl of the Wild Jordan. Pregame begins at 11 a.m. Kickoff set for high noon. Seen along these Scripps channels. I know you're excited. I can see it already.
I mean, if your hair isn't standing up for that one, I don't know what you got wrong with you. People on both sides of the divide, Montana and Montana State fans. People across the country in the FCS looking forward to that matchup.
Could be number 2 against number 3 as that kickoff from Joe Silver goes through the end zone, and the Vikings will get it back. We have talked about how Montana has taken advantage of their defense creating opportunities. The offense has been on cue in terms of delivering off of those big plays.
Complementary football is what Coach Hauk uses. When you have an offense that is as high-powered as Montana, and a defense that can take the ball off of them, giving them opportunities more and more throughout the game, it's a great formula to really open up games and just be dangerous on offense.
Been musical chairs at quarterback. Saga Politelli back in, their thrower, as they start this series from the 25-yard line. 2:22 to work with for the Vikings. Once his tight end, and Ingman is hit simultaneously by TJ Roush, who has really been popping people the last few weeks at that safety spot.
When you see physical play come to life in a football player, in any athlete really, what that correlates with is trust, no hesitation, understanding where your eyes need to be, triggering on the ball, triggering on your keys. Great job by TJ Roush, trusting his eyes and driving on the ball.
We've got the 2-minute timeout. Bobby Hauk's team responds with a score. Vikings looking for Thanks for sending your pick into the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. A few of our favorites from today. Keep them coming. Look at the little man over there, Tatum.
I see you, son. Game day, buddy. Right on, man. You be good for your mom. You're going to be in trouble when I get home.
He's got all the gear, the helmet, the football. Sporting the Grizz gear, and great to see these pictures. Montana fans watching this team battle back from a 7-0 deficit. Second down, 2 minutes to go, first half. Sagapulatelli goes to his tight end again. Ingman, that's his third catch. It'll go for 4, close to 5. It will be a first down across the 35. They move the chains.
Montana's elected to go these 4-down looks and play a little bit more zone coverage. During the season, for a large part, they're in 5-man fronts with 2 walk-up linebackers, playing a little bit more base coverage here.
Sagapulatelli has some time in the pocket, deep ball down the sideline, and it's almost intercepted. Roush was over there as that help safety.
Montana going 4 down, linebackers off the ball, 2 high safeties, and TJ Roush really showing his athletic ability, getting over the top in a cover 2 situation, breaking outside the numbers in what could have been an interception. The ball's thrown in bounds.
The point you brought up, so much depth on the Montana side of the ball defensively. They've shown a lot of different looks. They've really kept offenses guessing throughout the course of the year. Second down. Sagapulatelli over the middle. Tight end, or running back Thompson, he has a first down to the Montana 48-yard line.
Little running back rail route right up the middle. You don't see it often, but when you do, it can be an explosive play, and it certainly was there for the Vikings, seeing the middle void of the Montana defense in that 2-high scenario.
They have 1 timeout remaining. Sagapulatelli, deep ball near sideline. He wants LaVille. Ford is back there. He caught it, but out of bounds. That was well defended. Harper comes over to help out Prince Ford. It's second down.
Holy cow, what an athletic incompletion, Trey. LaVille going up and high pointing the football. What you'd like to see there as your receiver, though, is run up the numbers, giving your quarterback 5 yards. In the NFL, Trey, at practice, they have this red line on the sidelines, and that gives the quarterback room. They tell the receiver to run their go route on that line. So in a scenario like that, the quarterback can throw it outside, and you don't catch the ball out of bounds. Man, that was an opportunity for a big play.
Second and 10, blitz coming, sideline, quick route, and a catch is made as they go to Dodson Green over there. It'll set up a third down. Sagapulatelli, Hawaii transfer, 5 games with Hawaii last season, only threw 7 passes. He's settled in as a consistent guy as this year's worn on for the Vikings. Third down, the line to gain the 38. Wings coming on the blitz. Over the middle. Oh, what a catch.
And what a throw.
Lynch hauls it in.
Lynch with the outstretched hand, fingertip grab, hauling it in, putting Portland State in striking distance, and Sagapulatelli has really found a groove here.
27-yard pickup. He's 11 of 16 through the air. He'll put it up again for the corner. And incomplete. Dodson Green over there. It was behind him. And Lawler was on the coverage. Well, they've shown a little bit of everything. 2 different quarterbacks, different schemes. They've kept Montana guessing, trying to get some points here before the break.
They've really gone back and forth, Trey, being balanced with the run game, testing the perimeter of the Montana Grizzlies. Sagapulatelli taking what the defense gives him and the occasional shot deep, which he's done all year, and turned it over, but something he hasn't done too terribly bad today.
In the AVA Law Group red zone, Pulatelli for the end zone, and it's knocked free, incomplete. That was Diesel Wilkinson breaking it up.
There was something there, Trey, and Diesel Wilkinson playing with excellent vision, closing ground and breaking the ball up. If Sagapulitelli lets that ball go a little bit sooner, Portland State might have a touchdown here, but that's part of the problem that Montana causes with pressure, is hesitancy behind the line of scrimmage for those quarterbacks.
Crew Newman thought he had it, disappointed in the end zone. 3rd and 10. Again, they only have one timeout remaining. 2 receivers to each side here, pistol formation. Sagapulitelli rolling right away from pressure, under duress, and he has to get rid of it. Kellen Dietrich was there, forcing 4th down. He'll have to settle for 3.
This kid has come on strong late in the season here for the Montana Grizzlies. Kellen Dietrich out of Havre, Montana. Extremely high motor. Forcing Portland State to get off the field and have a field goal attempt here.
Here's Matthias Uribe. He's made 11 straight field goals. 32-yarder out of the hold of the punter, Tony Johnson. And he nails it. So the Vikings get 3, making it a 21-10 game. How about Uribe? 12 of 15 this season, the senior from San Dimas, California. Now the best guy for the Grizz on offense, it's been the running game and Eli Gilman.
You can only bottle this guy up for so long. He's so strong, has fantastic balance, excellent vision, and breakaway speed.
When he gets to 100, the Grizz are undefeated in his career right now. 9 carries, 79 yards, and a couple touchdowns for Bobby Hauck. And he moves ahead of Yo Humphrey. Look at those names right there, Jordan.
That's elite company. Chase Reynolds, Lex Hilliard, Eli Gilman.
32 seconds to work with. Wortham's going to have a chance at the 4-yard line. Wortham to the 30, and he's bottled up at the 31. Now, do you roll the dice here? 25 seconds to work with if you're Montana. You've got your timeouts. You could take a couple shots down the field here.
You certainly could, and Coach Hauck and the Montana Grizzlies typically understand situational football so much. I mean, and it's really up to him whether they're going to want to try to use this as a scenario to get into scoring position for a field goal, or if they're just going to go into half. Happy with the way that they've performed here early in this ball game.
They're going trips to the right side. Rocker's the running back next to Ayat. He's going to put it up. Ayat under pressure. And he's just going to eat the football back to the 18. Don't want to make a mistake there. Spencer Elliott picks up the sack. And that's his number 6.5 on the season for number 56.
Their splash player. That's his 10th TFL too on the season. Yes, a sack counts as a TFL as well.
And that will do it the first half. An inspired start from Portland State, jumping out to a 7-0 lead. Good answer from Montana. They're up 11 at halftime.
And that's really the story of the game, Trey. Portland State starting fast and being steady. Montana taking advantage of their opportunities when they've had them. It's going to be interesting to see how Portland State comes out here in the second half with the success they've had on offense.
The Grizz with 3 rushing touchdowns. Let's go on the field. Kyle with Bobby Hauck.
Well, Coach, you mentioned the special teams coordinator for Portland State might draw some things up for you. Obviously, they started to put that into points, but what can you say about that early sequence, but then your guys responding and taking this lead in this half?
Well, obviously not coming up with the simple squib kick that we worked all week. You were at practice and saw us working those. We got to handle the ball. But other than that, our guys are doing a good job. We need to continue on. We need to put more points on the board. But, you know, bad start to the game. We'll come out and start on defense. We better be ready to roll.
And that side of the ball defensively, you guys did settle in. What have you liked from those guys? And obviously the 2 turnovers seemed like a big change of pace for you guys as well.
Yeah, the quarterback's throwing it to us, and we're catching it and returning it. That's big plays by our defense. That's good. Tackling's been good. They gave us some end-over stuff we weren't ready for. Didn't handle very well early on, but then that settled in too. So defense is playing well.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Let's go, Grizz.
Back to you guys upstairs.
Thanks, Kyle. 21-10 are halftime scores. The Grizz try to move to 11-0. They got an early test from the Vikings, but a good response for the visitors from Missoula. It's the Montana Chevy Dealers halftime report. Right after these messages, more to come from Portland, Oregon.
Time now for the Scripps Sports Montana Chevy Dealers halftime report.
That's right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the studio. With Portland State hosting Montana at Providence Park for the first time in 7 years. I'm Scott Breen.
And I'm Casey Conlin. I think Portland State put up a bigger fight than a lot of people thought they would in that half. A lot of possession, just kind of the key mistakes that, unfortunately, a 1-9 team makes and an 11-0 team capitalizes on.
Exactly. Turnovers. If you missed any of it, let's get you caught up. Here's a look at how that first half played out. A lot of chatter this week about how Bobby Houck was outcoached by his son Robbie in this game last year. Game's opening kick. Do you think Robbie gave his dad a wink after that play? Squib kick fumbled by the Grizz, recovered by Portland State. 2 plays later, Tyree Smith, the 31-point underdogs, are up 7. As expected, though, the Grizz get it under control. 7-7, late first quarter. Eli Gilman, gone, off to the races. He had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 14-7 Grizz. Late first half, Vikings driving to tie. This is picked off by Micah Harper, who runs it quite a ways back. There was a penalty called, so that set up Montana, and it just took the Grizz 2 offensive plays to score after the INT. Keali'i keeps it. Grizz running on 80% cylinders, up 21-10 at halftime.
Now the Big Sky game of the day is still to come. Number 9 UC Davis at number 3 Montana State for an under-the-lights kickoff tonight. And if it's anything like last year's meeting in Davis, we're in for a bit of a wild night. It was almost exactly 1 year ago, 364 days to be exact, when the Cats took a 30-8 lead early in the second half. Looked like they were cruising to another win, but the Aggies scored 2 touchdowns within 4 minutes to get to 30-22. Then they recover this onside kick with under 2 minutes to go, drive down, and with 30 seconds left, Chaz Davis caught this 11-yard touchdown to make it a 2-point game. All of a sudden, Davis a chance to tie on the 2-point conversion, but it's picked off by McCade O'Reilly. Davis couldn't get the other onside kick. Montana State hung on for a 30-28 win to move to 11-0.
That was a wild, wild finish. I remember watching it live. Tonight's game kicks off at 8:30 or just after. It'll be televised live on ESPN2. And stay with us here on the Halftime Show as we take you around the Big Sky right after this, as Northern Arizona looks to stay alive in the playoff picture. We'll show you whether or not they're in position to. Welcome back, everybody. As the season wraps up, several FCS teams hanging on that playoff tightrope. It includes Northern Arizona needing a win over Cal Poly today.
Yeah, that game got wild to end the first half. Let's take a look. 14-10 NAU inside the Sky Dome. 24 seconds to play in the half. Colby Katzis says, I'm going long. No one will catch him. 75 yards. Made it 22-10. So Cal Poly just going to go into the half, right? No. It's Hail Mary time. QB running around, and watch Fidel Talpitz come down with it.
That's why they play the game.
22-17 at the half. Early third, though, it's Katzis again. 38-yard house call. Northern Arizona up 32-20 at the end of the third. They need a win to stay in the playoff hunt.
All right, 3 other games in the Big Sky this afternoon. Eastern Washington, no trouble right now with Northern Colorado. Weber State with a new head coach, interim head coach, scoreless against Idaho State, and tonight at 7, Idaho at Sac State.
Sac State, of course, looking to stay in the playoff picture with 2 wins as well. We're back in Portland after this. Enjoy the second half from Providence Park.
Welcome back to halftime here at Providence Park. And the University of Montana remembers a legend this week as they mourn the loss of Michael Ray Richardson, one of the greatest men's basketball players to play at UM, who passed away earlier this week on Tuesday at 70 years old. Michael Ray Richardson played for the Grizzlies in the mid to late 70s, and he was the team's and program's first three-time first-team All-Big Sky Conference selection as he led the team in scoring each of those seasons. He ranks second all-time in University of Montana scoring history behind only Larry Kristoviak, and he's also top 10 on the career assists list. Richardson was inducted into the Grizzly Basketball Hall of Fame in 1985 and the Grizzly Sports Hall of Fame in 2001. He was selected by the New York Knicks with the 4th overall pick in the 1978 NBA draft, 2 spots ahead of Larry Bird, and there he also played with the Golden State Warriors and New Jersey Nets. Michael Ray Richardson was a 4-time NBA All-Star, and he's remembered today by the University of Montana community, who lost a legend.
Homecoming and senior day at Portland State. The Grizz in front of the Vikings 21-10 as we open up the third quarter. The number's interesting in the first half. You see the total yardage, but 2 big plays defensively for the Grizz really helped them out.
Yeah, over 100 yards on those interceptions combined. But man, that time of possession, Portland State controlling the clock. See if Montana can sustain more drives here in the second half.
Joe Silver to kick it away as we open up the second half, and that's through the end zone for a touchback. Kyle, let's check in with you.
I mean, Trey, you hit it spot on with head coach Bruce Barnum just told me coming out of the locker room with the turnovers. He said those right there were the killers in this one. He loved that momentum with that special teams turnover, them turning that into a touchdown. He said we wish we could have kept that the whole half. But then on the flip side, he said the quarterback just giving the ball to the defense and they've been unable to recover. Second half, he said they just got to keep doing what they're doing. He did say they have a couple of new wrinkles they might try against the Grizz right now. Didn't specify what they were, so we'll keep an eye out and see if the Vikings can make it work, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. One of the wrinkles has been playing 2 quarterbacks, Sagapolatelli and this guy, Tyree Smith. A thrower and a runner. Smith has been effective so far as they start from the 25-yard line. Handoff, Thompson spins out of a tackle and finally run down by Wing after a 3-yard pickup to the 27-yard line. This is a team that scored 40 in win at Cal Poly. In that game, they got a couple interceptions from their secondary, and their offense was cooking.
And one of those interceptions was on a double pass from Cal Poly to open the game up. First play of the game, and then they turned around and threw a double pass of their own and got an interception. Maybe that's a little of that inside information that Kyle's telling us about from Coach Barnum.
They got a lot of quarterbacks they've recruited that have played multiple positions on this squad. On second down, Smith to the air, and it's intercepted. Peyton Wing's got it.
He might take it to the house.
Down to the 1. Wing, that 3rd pick of the day for the Grizz.
Great vision by Peyton Wing, sliding right underneath the route into the throwing lane. And the quarterback takes it on the chin from Hunter Peck, causing the bad throw. Complimentary defense.
And Wing's 3rd pick of the season. They'll go jumbo backfield here in whistles and penalty flags. Hold on. False start on Montana. They'll back him up. 16 interceptions this season for the Montana defense.
They got to be creeping up there top in the country. I think Tarleton is #1, but man, 16 puts them well in lead in Big Sky Conference. But again, complimentary quarterback hitting play by the defensive line.
Gilman behind Ayat. They're tied for first in the nation in interceptions, we understand. Ayat, that's deflected, incomplete. Where that was a bullet thrown behind the intended receiver. Davis could have been picked off.
Carson Mammarell, #20, driving on the ball. This kid's got 3 interceptions on the year and dang near had his 4th.
That was our Opportunity Bank replay. Second down. Davis in motion, fumbled snap and whistles. Hold on, play has been blown dead here.
Another false start for the Montana offense, 2nd on this series, something you do not see too much of. Putting them behind the sticks here out of the gate.
Roush, Harper, and Wing with interceptions in this one. And the Montana offense has cashed in so far. They have 3 touchdown runs, 2 from Gilman, 1 from Ayat, trying to score here to open up the 3rd quarter. Gilman to the right of Ayat. Ayat to the air. Ayat's going to run. Ayat inside the 5 and spun down at the 4. That'll set up a 3rd and manageable from that point. Gets him within range to try to punch it in the end zone. 7-yard pickup.
Kaylee Ayat working through his progressions, understanding nothing's there, and just going and being an athlete. Using his legs to get his team into scoring position.
From the 4. Davis, touchdown.
Montana decides to go formation into the boundary. And Kaylee Ayat taking a look out to his right, understanding he's got man-to-man with Brooks Davis Portland State tries to pass it off. What a nice wrinkle by Brent Pease, sending motion with the defense, an indecision in coverage for Portland State in the touchdown for Brooks Davis.
His 4th of the season. And again, they cash in after the turnover. Morrison. And that's through there. 28-10. An interception sets up the score.
To Brooks Davis, the freshman wide receiver, chasing down that Jerry Rice Award.
Redshirt freshman Brooks Davis with a touchdown catch. Ayat, his 22nd touchdown pass. It was set up by the defense, though. 3rd of the day for the Grizz. First Roush. Then Harper. And then Wing.
And 2 out of the 3 of those, Trey, the quarterback's getting hit. That's what this Montana defense does. Lives and dies by that pressure. Causes some bad plays. Bohannon and Davis, they're having a little fun peekabooing on that camera.
And that silver kick will go through the end zone. Get out your phones. Time for the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. Scan the barcode on the bottom left of the screen. Follow the instructions. Send in your pick. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share some of our favorites later in the game. So much talent on the offensive side of the ball. They've taken away Wortham. He does have a couple catches. Gilman's been big. But again, the opportunistic D maybe doesn't get the credit the offense has gotten this year for Montana.
Yeah, when you're one of the top offenses in the country and the top in the conference, you're going to be the topic of discussion, but you don't just fall into 16 interceptions on the season by accident.
Sagapulatelli incomplete. That was almost caught in a wild bang-bang play there by Thompson as Sagapulatelli was under pressure on the backside.
And you know, Montana's trying to work on a few things with some of these 4-down fronts and then sending some pressure, being multiple and not just being one-dimensional with 5-man pressure, with 6-man pressure every single time. You can see them flexing their multiplicity a little bit on defense and still being able to turn the ball over.
Wing the play caller back there. He's coming on the blitz. Thompson on the run. And that's bottled up by Montana. Otluski was ready for him. It started with the blitz, and you run into that blitz, and it didn't work that time.
Something that Otluski and Peyton Wing have done exceptionally well this season is that blitz, Trey. They're understanding the play clock and when the quarterback must snap the ball and timing it up. And it's so hard to block those guys when they're on the run, knifing through the offensive line. He didn't make the play, but he made the running back move off of his spot.
3rd and 10. Here comes pressure again. Sangapulatelli, it's another interception.
Number 2 for Roush. What a play. This kid is starting to take it to the next level, ladies and gentlemen, and just trust his eyes and his athletic abilities come into life.
T.J. Roush, the strong safety.
Watching the quarterback's eyes, playing center field there, and just undercutting the route, understanding his responsibility and job within the defense. Center field, similar to that pick he had earlier. Great job by him.
27-yard return. Now they go Wildcat with Michael Wortham. Trying to add to their lead. Monty Gilman will get the fake, and Wortham is stuffed for a loss back at the 27. Thought for a moment they give it to Monty. How about Roush? We talked about his hitting last week. Now a ball hawk in this one.
He's truly an athletic player, and you've seen it, especially last week and then this week with the hitting and then the interceptions. Local product out of Sentinel High School in Missoula, Montana. Mom played for the Grizz. Kid just works his tail off, and you can tell he studies in the film room.
Ayat. Touchdown. Josh Gale. And they add to their lead, and that's his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. That goes for 27 yards, and Montana starting to pull away.
From Gilbert, Arizona. More of a receiving tight end, but he can block as well, and Kaylee Ayat finding his man, Josh Gale. Little scissors route. That's a cross at the top, causing a coverage issue for the Portland State Vikings. Open it up for Kaylee Ayat and Gale for the score.
And it's a 35-10 game. Ayat started slow. He's over 100 yards now through the air. And Gale, who was a big play guy at UC Davis a year ago, another piece to this offensive puzzle.
Just another danger for opposing defenses with Gale. Kaylee Ayat dropping it in the bucket for Montana.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
35-10. Montana in front, 2 touchdowns in a minute and 28. And they have a comfortable lead. You just saw Mouse Davis, Portland State, announcing an endowment at the university in the name of the guy that was a pioneer of the run and shoot. 93 years old. He really changed the way college football was played offensively.
He really made the small slot wide receiver relevant in football. Not having to have these big, strong, tough guys. They can run routes based off of leverage. When you see guys like Wes Welker, Christian McCaffrey when he lines up in the slot, running routes based off of the defense's leverage, the quarterback and the receiver able to make a decision without talking.
And his quarterbacks, June Jones and Neil Lomax, they put their imprint on the game, and there's a big hit in the backfield on the quarterback. And down goes Tyrese Smith, and you see Mouse Davis' name on the back of the Portland State helmets, part of their tradition here. And, they made national news with the way they put points on the board.
And Neil Lomax, 7 touchdowns in that game against Delaware State.
In the first quarter?
In the first quarter. Not in the game, ladies and gentlemen, in the first quarter. But Mouse, a football legend, changing the game. Just an absolute legend of football.
On second down, Smith is going to carry it for a couple yards up to the 22. Bobby Houck has some memories.
One year we played him, and Glanville was the head coach, and Mouse Davis was the offensive coordinator, and we really played well on defense. And I saw Mouse coming across the field, and he raced over and grabbed me before Glanville got there, and I thought he was going to fight me or something, but he just said, "Hey, I haven't had my ass kicked like that very often," which I thought was the ultimate compliment.
No doubt about it. Rolling right is Smith on 3rd and long, and he'll be well short of the first down as he runs out of bounds. But you consider June Jones, who he coached, who went on to coach in the NFL and college football, those great Hawaii offensive teams. Here's a flag here.
Well, holding on the offense, but talking about Mouse, when he was at Hawaii, they've had so much success at Hawaii in these smaller wideouts. It's hard to recruit those big guys to some programs, and he found out that I can win with small, fast, short, strong, but very smart wide receivers. And you've seen Idaho State do that in the Big Sky Conference with Cody Hawkins. They do it probably the best, understanding running your routes off of leverage, and that's because of the invention of the run and shoot with Mouse Davis.
I think Michael Wortham would have fit into that offense. He's back to receive this punt from Tony Johnson. Wortham fields it at the 32, hit and then drop. Good special teams play near the 30-yard line, as that was Keegan Stancato down there for the Vikings. Glad you're with us watching Scripps Sports Saturday Showdown. Scripps Sports, the official broadcast partner of the Big Sky Conference.
Today's game is sponsored
25-10 over Portland State. And as you look out there on the offensive line for the Montana Grizzlies, a Beaverton, Oregon native, Liam Brown, number 79, making his 39th start for the Grizzlies in this one. The last time Montana was here when they were playing at Hillsborough Stadium, Brown actually exited that game with an injury. So it's a fun homecoming from him. He grew up about 15 minutes away from Providence Park, and he's been a big part of this offensive line, guys, which is one of the best offenses in the country.
Yeah, his brothers Josh and Cody played football at Portland State, as Stevie Rocker's on the field now for Montana. And he's dropped for a loss back at the 28-yard line. We don't talk a lot about those guys up front, but Brown and Botner, great trust between those two in the middle. And Pamphilov and Amick and Johnson have done a great job on the edge.
They have, and they've really started to gel this season as they've gone week to week. Become more balanced in both the run and the pass game.
Yeah, it's setting up Deck, and it's incomplete as Drew couldn't hang on to that one. It'll be 3rd down and long. Bobby Hauck says what he likes about this team, we don't lack an edge. There may be some lulls from time to time in games, but they've stepped up when they have needed to step up at the right times.
Yeah, you know, a good indicator of that is how are your practices going? And they have a lot of energy. He said it was a chippy, competitive one this week. He actually had to break up a fight on the field because the guys are just going at each other. Highly competitive with this bunch.
Yeah. Downfield, Deck. 1st down.
Making up for that drop, Drew Deck from Glacier High School, north of Missoula, Montana, with a deep over route, catching Portland State in cover 3.
37 on that one for the 6-year guy. Had to decide to come back. They're glad to have him.
They are. He's a leader in that room. Demands accountability amongst his teammates and himself.
They set up the screen to Deck on the other side of the field. Deck out of bounds to the 19. Has that sprinter speed, Jordan. I knew you could run a little bit. This guy can really fly. 15-yard pickup.
I don't know. I think I might be able to run with this kid. Unless I tear my hamstring now that I'm old and decrepit. But look at him ripping up the sideline. 3 targets on this drive for Drew Deck. High red zone for Montana.
And there's Bohannon, but he can't hang on. That would have been a touchdown.
Like to have that one back. Kaylee Ayat put it right on the money for Bohannon. Go double slants with Bohannon and Deck on the right side of your screen. Kaylee Ayat makes the right read. Bohannon just can't haul it in.
On 2nd down, Ayat under duress. Rolling, and now throws it away. Good pressure that time up front. Tau Ely, the 330-pound sophomore.
It's a big man moving right there. Kaylee Ayat making a great decision, throwing the ball away, but man, he's just continuing to get better with every single rep that he's got, and he is having a season that's on pace for the record books.
Got a timeout here. And the clock was running, we understand, after a incompletion, so they're sorting that out. Jeff Rink, our lead referee here.
Gonna get an indication what's going on. Get this clock right, starting the ball game back on track.
Montana looking at a 3rd and 10. Got 8:26 right now in the game clock. And again, we have not had the referees' mics today. And they have reset it. They've added 9 on the clock. 8:35 now, officially, in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 10. Rohr is split left as a tight end. Wortham goes that way in motion. Ayat setting up Wortham. A lateral back, and it is a fumble. They cough it up. He wanted to get it to Gilman, and the Vikings recover it.
A little bit of a gadget play. Wortham on the bingo screen, trying to pitch it to Gilman. Coming around the corner.
Spencer Elliott jumps on it, a fumble recovery.
When Michael Wortham's in motion, he's often getting the ball. Here he is right here in the slot. Motions across, and you're going to see Eli Gilman, number 10, come into the picture, and they had something here but just couldn't connect on the timing. And getting a turnover for the Vikings when Montana's in scoring position. A little bit of a wrinkle there from Brent Pease in the Montana offense.
Mammaril, the guy that made the hit, and Elliott, the recovery. Second turnover for Montana from the 27. Nothing doing. They try to run off the left side as they have Sagapulatelli in at quarterback again, and Thompson is shut down. They have kept Thompson in check. 15 carries, 37 yards.
Montana's really being multiple with their line. Running games, again, that switching positions, defensive ends crashing inside, defensive tackles wrapping around the corner, trying to cut that front up and get rid of those running lanes for the Vikings.
Wing showing blitz, he's coming up the middle. Sideline, and the catch is made by Zachary Dodson Green, a Salem, Oregon product. He played for the Bobcats in 11 games last year, caught 2 balls for him.
And he's had a good day here today. They've just struggled with consistency. You can see what Sagapulatelli is able to do when he's protected and can throw the ball on time. But they just have not had enough consistent protection for him to be able to do that.
Third down, the line to gain is the 37. Underneath, incomplete. That was almost picked off by Bailey, who was there for the crosser. Roush on the coverage on the intended target. Tight end Christian Ingman.
Braden Bailey from Kona, Hawaii, the defensive tackle, dropping into coverage across the middle of the field into the throwing window. You had your opportunity, big man. Get on that jugs machine, go catch some balls, you might haul it in down the stretch here.
You know, Bailey lost 30 pounds in the offseason, a trim defensive tackle now. He's played some nose guard. Fourth down, that forces the punt from Tony Johnson. Gets it away from the 24, a booming kick, a beauty. Deck backing up at the 15, he's got it. Reverses his field. Deck to the 30, and he's hammered out of bounds right there. Now a message from Whitefish Credit Union.
Whitefish Credit Union sponsors your instant replays and is proud to open a new branch right here in Missoula, marking a major expansion for Montana's largest credit union.
Well, Drew Deck is so fun to watch. He affects the game in so many ways with his speed. We've seen him on the return game, in the slot game at receiver as well.
I mean, he is another form of slightly Michael Wortham. He plays inside and outside receiver. The kid can throw the ball. He's got fantastic hands. Just another weapon for Kaylee Iayat to get the ball to.
300-meter state champ in high school as they hand it off to Gilman. Navigates the middle for a couple yards up to the 32-yard line. Gilman over 80 yards on the ground, workmanlike effort, and really got the two big touchdown runs in the first half when they needed them to set them off on the right footing.
No doubt about that. Eli Gilman's having a fantastic day here on the ground for the Grizz. Look like they want to get him the ball some more in this game.
Play fake this time. Out of the backfield. And that'll be good enough for first down. Another catch for Gilman. And you really see Bobby Houck and Brent Pease and the defensive coordinator showing a lot of things here. They're opening up the playbook and experimenting with some things. You're capable of doing that when you're up 25.
You are, and you know they want to get some work versus these 8-man boxes, or maybe work on a 4-man front on defense, because you don't get a lot of opportunities in close games to do that, and any opportunity can be a learning opportunity.
Well, here's an option call as Iayat will keep it. They don't run option very often. That was effective. It goes for 8 yards.
Another wrinkle to that offense, using Kaylee Iayat's legs, both running the ball in the quarterback draw and run game, option game, just forcing defenses to defend and prepare for one more thing.
They picked up a Ty Romer first down, and now on second down from the 47 they go to work. Malai Finotti, he has a first down across midfield and down to the 41 of the Vikings. Finotti is a guy that could be a future star for Montana. Physical, slashing style.
I had a chance to talk, and a flag comes in late here, so hang on.
Some extracurricular on the sideline. Looked like something happened when Fenoti went down and was getting picked up. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. We just do not know on who. But I really like this Malai Fenoti kid. He's a big freshman. He's strong. Just another back in that stable for Montana.
They're going to sort this one out here. I had a chance to talk to former Utah coach Ron McBride, coached at Weber State, about Fenoti. He said he had a chance to look at him up close. Coming out of high school, he loves the way he runs. Great feet, and he runs bigger than he is at 5'11" and 207.
And he runs balanced, too. That's how you can tell he's a good back. He's strong. He runs with strength behind his pads. He doesn't go down on first contact typically. This is what they're sorting out down here, guys.
It's on Pierce Walker, the guilty party here.
Got a little tangled up there. I think Malai Fenoti tried to step over him, just getting back to the huddle and onward.
First down, not yet. Wheel route, Rocker. Touchdown.
Another weapon, Stevie Rocker, running the wheel route for the score for the Montana Grizzlies. You like to see success for him. As a defender, the outside linebacker to that side is responsible, and he just gets bad eyes, looking at the wrong key, and the rest is history for Stevie Rocker with the score.
That goes 27 yards, his first touchdown reception, arguably their best receiving running back, 18th catch of the year, and Morrison's extra point adds to the score. 42-10 domination here in the third quarter for Montana.
Yeah, they really opened up this third quarter from what was a pretty good contest and fight from the Portland State Vikings early in this ball game. Now we got a player down here.
That's Tuaoa Tauili, the 330-pounder from Tacoma, Washington. We talked about. He's been a key fixture up front for them. Sophomore. He was at Idaho State prior to coming to Coach Barnum's club.
Yeah, the guy is just selfless. I mean, you watch him on tape, and he just flat out eats up blocks in the middle of that field at 6'3", 330 pounds, letting his linebackers run free. You just hate to see one of those big guys go down like that, anybody for that matter.
You know, Coach Barnum was honest with us this week, talking about losing players through the portal. It's tough having to rebuild that way, and he's got the right attitude. Playing again, one of the toughest schedules in America in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, they had a tough outing right out of the gate against some of those teams, and you know, they've just struggled this year with consistency. And Coach Barnum, I mean, what he said to us this week, he's like, every time I turn on TV, I feel like I'm watching my old team, and that's just the tough landscape of college football right now, losing some of your best players week to week.
He's got a young team, though. That bodes well. This is one of those guys. Tauili, a sophomore. Last year, the toughest schedule in America. This year, the Massey rankings #2 behind Murray State.
Yeah, they opened up some tough games, man. And again, they say, or we say, you know, you're struggling with consistency, and a lot of that has to do with turnover. They found some good players, though, some good young players on that offensive line. A couple of freshman guards. Coaches are really high on them, huh, Trent?
Yep, absolutely. Portland State scored 40 seconds into the game. No touchdown since. 6 Grizz touchdowns. As Silver's kick will be returned. It'll be Crew Newman. Flag is thrown behind the play as he goes down at the 25-yard line. Looks like they will back up the Vikings here. Holding, so instead of having it at the 25, they'll be back near their own goal line.
you know, Coach Barnum is, I mean, he's coached a lot of pro players, a lot of good players. Deshaun Shedd, one of my former teammates. Julius Thomas, one of my former teammates. Both Super Bowl champions. I mean, recently they've had a lot of guys in the NFL. He's had good players. I mean, you look at Peyton Wing being one of them. Yep. I mean, a lot of talent comes through this Portland State program. It's just hard to keep them.
He was FCS Coach of the Year in 2015, the last time the program was in the NCAA playoffs. They'll run it straight ahead with Thompson. He's hit hard. That was Clay Huffin that put a stick on him. 2-yard pickup. I can hear that up here, Jordan.
No doubt about that. Clay Huffin laying the wood at linebacker for Montana, wearing that legacy number. This kid is playing better each week. He's really an explosive, fast, strong linebacker for the Montana defense.
Second down, it's Thompson again into the middle of things. Cade Boyd came up and put a hit on him. It'll be third down. Talk about wearing that legacy 37. Passing it on. What you tell a guy when he gets the number you wore.
Yeah, and really the truth of it is you don't have to say much, because the person who has the opportunity to wear that knows what they're entrusted to. And that young man right there embodies the toughness, grit, dedication, high character type of player to wear that jersey.
A hard charger, third down and 6. Pressure coming. Incomplete. Intended for LaVille. They have held him in check. It'll be fourth down.
And that's Portland State's explosive player, T-Love they call him. Went for over a bill last week against Sac in the 54-yard long. Clay Oven, though, he almost got one there. He's a young guy. He'll get it. He's getting better each week. He's got to pull the trigger there, baby.
Couple sacks this season as a fumble recovery, making big plays on special teams as well. And that will draw the attention to Bobby Houck and company. Here's the punt by Johnson, fielded by Wortham at midfield. Here comes Money Mike. Flag is thrown behind the play. Wortham inside the 20, and he's run out of bounds, but this could be coming back.
Electric return by Michael Wortham, but there's some laundry on the field and a hold, and it's going to be brought back.
And wipes out that 34-yard return. Special teams such a key component. You know, Coach Houck wasn't pleased early on. They've done some good things, though, on special teams, and throughout the course of the year, it's been a big component to their success. Let's take a look now with a message from Whitefish Credit Union.
Whitefish Credit Union sponsors your instant replays and is proud to open a new branch right here in Missoula, marking a major expansion for Montana's largest credit union.
42-10 Montana. And a new quarterback. Jake Jensen's going to get some action here. He's only thrown 8 passes. Senior from Pleasant Grove, Utah, in for Ayat. Finoti moving the pile forward. Well, he's got such a low center of gravity. Picks up close to 7 on that carry to the 42-yard line. Jensen, a good guy to have as a senior, a veteran who was at USC, originally at BYU in junior college. Does so many things off the field that maybe fans and others don't see.
Yeah, he's just a good kid all around, highly spoken of by his teammates and coaches.
Married, that'll you can grow up pretty quickly being married, and he's already a USC real estate major. He's got that going for him.
Just slinging real estate out of the quarterback room, I get it. Not bad, but in all seriousness, this kid is very smart above the shoulders, an asset in the meeting room, can help young quarterbacks out, pave the way and show young players what it's supposed to look like to be a college athlete.
We saw him at Weber State. He was 2 of 6, 12 yards against the Wildcats as they run it for a first down. And the ball comes out late as Finoti was down at the 48-yard line. Finoti getting some reps here. How about this guy in high school, 2,092 yards rushing his senior year in Hawaii?
That's in one season. Man, oh man. But you can see why. The kid's a talented athlete. The word that they use is twitchy. He's extremely explosive.
Jensen's going to try to run now. Oh, as he hit hard as he crosses midfield. And that was Jackson Helmstetler that got to him.
It kind of looked like that old tackling drill you did. It's just like, here's you and here's me. And Jensen said, I'm just going to try and run you over here.
Is that the Oklahoma drill? What, that
yeah.
Does that take you back a little bit?
Yeah, not a lot of fond memories of that. Maybe a few headaches.
Late stages, third quarter here. Montana in control at the Vikings 49-yard line. Jensen off play action. Corbin Hendricks, first down. We saw Hendricks last week. Big catch for the touchdown against Eastern Washington. So much upside. 19-yard pickup.
Yeah, this kid's so impressive. Shoestring tackle saving the touchdown there.
It was Mammaril on the tackle. Finoti straight ahead. And a couple yards and that's it. And they're going quick snap here. Under a minute to go in the third quarter.
You can see that Montana is really trying to put the game on the ground. And hey, just when I said that last time, they threw a go ball to Corbin Hendricks. So we'll see what we get here from the Grizzlies in this game, but a strong showing in the second half by them nonetheless.
113 yards rushing now for Montana. Finoti slanting off the left side. You know, he's one of those guys that he seems like he'd be a guy, if he got a lot of reps, he'd get better as the game wears on. He kind of wears you out the way he runs the football.
Yeah, he does. He's not a big power back, but he has that trait to him. His yards after contact, which he hasn't had a lot of this year, but you can see he just keeps those legs churning, man, and getting those tough yards.
All Montana, 1 quarter to go as the Grizz try to keep their record perfect. They've done it through the air and on the ground in this one. Up 32. Senior day at Providence Park as these players a chance to close out their season. They got off to a good start here, jumping out to a 7-0 lead, but it's been all Montana since. You know, it's a special time for coaches when they get to see these guys for the last time on home turf.
Gets emotional, a full circle moment, and they recruit them out of their homes and transform them as young men.
From the Wildcat, it's Monty Gilman taking the handoff from Wortham, and he has a first down inside the AVA red zone at the 20-yard line. 10-yard pickup. How about this guy, 4'3", 40, the younger brother of Eli. Also a really good running back, senior year, over 1,200 rushing.
Yeah, that kid can burn. It was cool standing up here in the booth when he got that handoff. You could see his older brother Eli get excited on the sidelines for his younger brother getting on the field, getting an opportunity to get in this game here.
Jensen with Finotti behind him. Hendricks is in as a receiver as Deaver goes in motion. Finotti tries to sidestep a couple people and goes down after a short gain. Let's check in with Kyle.
Yeah, guys, as you see out there, just look at the starters out there. They're starting to kind of rotate some guys in there. We see Monty Gilman getting in the game about now. He's had a couple of plays this season where he's been kind of called upon in game, but now he's obviously getting some garbage time here, and his brother climbing up the record books as well earlier into the end of the day.
Finotti with a gain down to the 15-yard line. That's pretty cool. You see your younger brother getting some action, and you know he's going to get more reps as his career goes on, a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, he does have some explosive traits to him with that track speed and that 4.3 speed. And another guy, Malai Finotti, man, I'm really impressed with how talented he is. He's explosive, Trey.
On 3rd and 6 now, they'll go play action. Jensen. He's going to tuck it. Jensen has a first down. There's a veteran play from number 16. 1st and goal.
Yeah, he just continued to hold on to the ball there, rolling outside the pocket, forcing defense for Portland State to stay in coverage and allowing him just to continue to get yards. You know, you see some of these quarterbacks sometimes, they'll pass the line of scrimmage, but it's like a reflex. They give you the old pump fake, or they act like they're going to throw, and you just stay in coverage.
Now Hashim Jones is in the backfield, and he's going to get the handoff. Jones, the freshman, is shut down as they string that play out, and he may have lost a yard back to the 3-yard line. Jensen, the 12-yard pickup to get him down close. This guy has a bright future.
Strong runner of the football, another young running back in that room. It's good to see, you know, younger players get opportunities and develop their football ability in a game against a good team, against good college Division I athletes.
3 tight end alignment now, 2nd down and goal. In motion is Schaefer. Jensen to the air and incomplete. He had his tight end. He thought Olsen would be a touchdown, maybe thrown a little bit low. They can't convert.
He just got to pop that one up a little bit higher. Jensen threw a little bit shallow. That means low and short. If he throws it up high here, gives his big man Olsen an opportunity.
On 3rd down, Jensen. Finotti, nope, did not get there. Run out of bounds. A good defensive play from Aiden Siuli, the senior linebacker. It's 4th down.
Just a little quick passing game to Malai Finotti from Jensen. Getting chippy.
We got Jones back on the field now. Siuli is a Nevada grad, 4 years with the Wolfpack. We'll try to stop him here. Jumbo formation. Jensen to Finotti. Touchdown, Montana.
Malai Finotti has not had a lot of reps this year. Highly competitive athlete, strong runner of the football in a crowded room of running backs.
There's a flag in the end zone after the run, so hang on.
Yeah, we're going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct. Emotions running high here in Providence Park.
That's Finotti's 3rd rushing touchdown this season.
Siulu's helmet came off. Nevada transfer. Malai Finoti and him getting chippy, going at it.
And it'll be enforced on the kickoff. Obviously frustration here on senior day. They got off to such a great start, but Montana has dominated, especially here in the second half. 4th rushing touchdown today for the Grizz. And here's Joe Silver for the extra point. And he's 3 of 3 on PATs this season. 49-10, Grizz on cruise control.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
Beautiful evening in Portland, Montana. 345 total yards and cruising after leading just 14-7 after the first quarter. It's been all Grizz here. And after they tack on the personal foul penalty, Joe Silver and that special teams unit will kick it off from the 50-yard line. You could understand emotions riding high for Portland State after such a good start, and being senior day, that kicked in there after that last touchdown.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Portland State comes out to a fast start, and just, it's tough, man. You come out and have those high emotions. You think it's a ball game, then Montana jumps all over you.
We will take a break. 11:21 to go. Montana by 39. Thanks for sending your pick into the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. How about these favorites from today?
Everybody's out there having a good time, man. Portland State, Grizz, opening of the park. Portland State's return. Grizz Nation showing out strong at this one. A lot of green in the stands. A lot of energy in here today.
And these Montana fans are about to watch their team move to 11-0 for the 4th time in school history. Dominating second half, 21-0 in the third quarter, 28-0 so far in the second half. We've seen Sagapulitelli and Smith at quarterback. And this is Sagapulitelli, and that is intercepted. That was deflected by Dietrich and intercepted. And that is Cy Stevenson coming up with a big play.
Another interception on pressure from Montana, and another unsportsmanlike conduct on the field. Emotions running high here in Providence Park. We're going to call it on Kellen Dietrich, number 47, after the play. But Montana sending pressure on that last one. Right up the middle. Dietrich getting his hands up, tipping the ball, and Cy Stevenson hauling it in for Montana's 4th interception on the day.
That's 5 now.
5, I'm sorry. I always had trouble counting.
How cool is that, though, for the sophomore from Libby, Montana to come up with that play?
Probably put a lot of work in to get on that field, and special day for him and his family.
Hasheem Jones on the carry. He's dropped for a loss back at the 32-yard line as we near 11 minutes to go in this one. At the outset, on the Scripps pregame show, we talked about how Montana turns you over. And right on cue now, 18 interceptions this season. Unbelievable. The nation's leader. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, and it just comes from the type and the brand of football that they play by giving quarterbacks multiple looks, pressure in the face of the quarterback constantly every play, and you see it happen week after week, game after game. It's tough for quarterbacks to prepare for the multiplicity that they see every single week, and it's going to cause bad decisions. And then you just got to capitalize on defense, and that Montana has.
3rd down as the Grizz have it just outside the 25-yard line. Jake Jensen getting some reps here in relief of Ayat. An empty set here. They have Warren as a tight end just off the line of scrimmage on the right side. Pressure's coming. Jensen fires it downfield. It's Hendricks. Touchdown.
Mr. Explosive, number 14, Corbin Hendricks. Keeps getting involved in the offense more from week to week. Big 6'3" frame sophomore. The Grizz are high on him. Simple go route against Portland State's number 1 corner.
There was Mamarill on coverage, and Silver's extra point extends the lead. 2nd touchdown catch in 2 games for the sophomore Corbin Hendricks. All Montana. They're feeling it on the road. Robbie Houck, Montana, great special teams coordinator for Portland State. His team's trailing 56-10, and he goes down as one of the greats all time. #1 in Big Sky history in tackles. What a career.
Football player right there from a football family. The Houck family, you got the leading tackler in Big Sky Conference history. Soon to be the #1 in wins in Big Sky Conference play, Coach Houck. Robbie doing an excellent job as a young special teams coordinator for Portland State.
Pulled off a nice special teams play at the outset to set him up for a touchdown. September 24, 2022. What a day for Robbie Houck. He set the Montana school record for career tackles, but on the last play of the first half, a missed field goal returned 99 yards for a touchdown. You ever have one of those, Jordan? What a moment.
Absolutely not. I don't have the wheels that Robbie has, nor did they ever want me to touch the ball, returning it at any point. You had to earn it. But man, oh man, the Houck family, I mean, that's one of the all-time great football families out there, and Robbie being able to be a coordinator at a young age is remarkable.
Here comes the quarterback, Smith. Touchdown. 75 yards for 6.
Tyree Smith, man, competing, not giving up, no matter what the score is. Setting an example for how to continue to play, and it pays off with the big one for the young quarterback out of Henderson, Nevada.
That's his 5th rushing touchdown, and something to hang their hat on here with 9:41 to go. Uribe with the extra point, 56-17 now. Redshirt freshman.
Big man moving, 6'2", 225 pounds. Looks like a thoroughbred, man. Look at that long stride, pulling away from the defenders.
He was a quarterback in high school, 100-meter state champ out of Henderson, Nevada, showing off that sprinter speed. Mouse like that one.
Yeah, Mouse having a good time. Watching Tyree Smith rip up the field like that. Getting some energy going here for Portland State in this game.
Well, they've got a lot of young talent, the Vikings. Smith is a redshirt freshman. Sagapolatelli is a sophomore. Of course, how many guys did they keep? They lost all those starters to the portal last year. He'd love to have these young guys back because he sees a lot of upside.
He does, and he's got some young guys on the offensive line that are good, struggle with consistency, but you could use 2 quarterbacks. It's been proven in college football that you can be competitive in doing that, and they have a couple of good ones here at Portland State.
Uribe's kick will be returned by Wortham. And he's bottled up at the 23-yard line. Time for a check of this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating trivia. You can visit them at williamsplumbing.com. Today's question: last time Portland State played in Providence Park, October 13th, 2018. Who did the Vikings beat that day? Tune into the postgame show. We will give you the answer. Looks like it's competitive as to who that was.
Pretty even across the board. You got her figured out, Trey, or do you still not know? I might be
I'm starting to question. I'm questioning myself a little bit now.
The old school days get in trouble for peeking at John's answer over here. Don't want any cheaters.
John's got all of the answers. Luke Flowers is going to take his first snap at quarterback now as they'll hand it off to Hasheem Jones, right ahead of the 28-yard line. Here's a guy that has a bright future. Redshirt freshman from Rigby, Idaho. Idaho's top high school quarterback in 2024. Won a 5A state title.
This kid can sling it. Went down to practice, and this kid's just on the sideline while the 1s and 2s are out there, and he's throwing. I can hear this thing whistling. This kid can rip the ball. You can see why he was so highly recruited.
6'1", 188. Hands it off to Jones, and a yard, and that's about it. Close to the 30-yard line. Flowers is 3 for 4 this year, 52 yards through the air. Threw a couple passes down at Weber State.
They're high on him. He makes good decisions with the football. Yes, he has not had a lot of reps. But when you go to practice and watch him, he just makes good decisions. He can distribute the football. He can make all of the throws. A promising young talent at quarterback.
His dad played quarterback at Cal State Northridge, was the former MSU quarterbacks coach. On third down, slant. Catch Deaver. I think he's going to be short of the first down. They drag him down at about the 34. It'll be close.
He hit Deaver on that in route, and I know that he's just taking what the defense will give him, but man, he had, oh, he got it. He had Cameron Guernsey on a go ball, number 11, up the seam. Maybe the offensive coordinator, Brent Pease, saw that and is going to come back to it and try to get the connection.
Yeah, Guernsey and Weston Adams are the receivers. Split out right. There's a look at Cameron Guernsey from Butte. Jones on the ground between the tackles, and he's up to the 39. Under 8 minutes to go in this one.
You can see Montana getting into their depth and some of the talent that they have out there with Flowers and Guernsey. He's a big, tall receiver, good-looking athlete. Some of these young offensive linemen getting in the game. These reps are extremely valuable for these young players, and Jones getting some reps at running back. They're going to have to play at some point in time, and can't say enough about these reps right now and how important they are.
Danny Sermon's in at the tight end spot as they give it off to Jones. Jones has a first down, and that might be a face mask as he's up to the 50-yard line. He's grabbed in the headgear area. It'll be a first down to the 50, no flag.
It sure looked like it, but I think he just tried to palm his helmet kind of like a basketball. These gloves anymore are so darn sticky. Yeah, he just tried to go basketball style. I don't think they teach that one. Wasn't too effective, that rep.
That was Trey Kennedy Coleman. He'll step off the field now. First down, Montana. 6:30 to go. The Grizz well on their way to an 11-0 record and a setup with the Bobcats next weekend. Brawl of the Wild. Jones down to the 47. You know, they're starting to think ahead to the matchup in Missoula next weekend right now, and they are still perfect. 1 of 4 now after Tennessee Tech loses today.
Just dwindling down there. Yeah, I don't know who scheduled Tennessee Tech's schedule, but scheduling an SEC team late in the game, that's tough. Maybe they can keep them up there, unbeaten in FCS, so to speak, but there's only 4 elite company.
Yeah, they lost 42-10 to the Kentucky Wildcats. Here's Jones for a first down. Jones showing his ability. I'm not going to compare him to Eli Gilman, but he has some of those intangibles, running hard, a strong guy, tough to bring down.
Big back, too. Runs with good balance, good vision. When you get to watch a guy, though, as a young player like an Eli Gilman, who is a next-level athlete who will play on Sundays in the NFL. I mean, in your running backs coaches, Justin Green, who played in the NFL. What a great room to be in, to be developed as a young player.
No doubt. Here's Gilman off the right side for a couple yards. And, you know, he's listed at 6 foot 208. Gilman is 6 foot 213 if you're into comparables.
I think Jones might have had a couple more cheeseburgers. I don't know. That 208 might have been during fall camp. Looks like a pretty big back and moving well.
From Hartford, Connecticut, Hasheem Jones. Here he is again, and this time they're all over him. A lot of hats to the ball on that one. Third down coming up as we're under 5 minutes to go in this one. All right, Bobcats on the agenda next. Montana State has a matchup with UC Davis tonight. It should be an interesting game prior to Brawl of the Wild.
Yeah, that UC Davis Montana State game tonight should be a good one. Montana State looks so strong right now. They have not had a lot of close games, and their defense is absolutely incredible. Really enjoyed watching them this year.
Third down and 9. Flowers, pressure coming, throws, caught. It's Guernsey, and he's down at the 31-yard line. Fourth down coming up. When you look at it on paper, Montana State, great offense against great defense. But you have to credit the other side of the ball for both of the programs. They've been really good there, too.
Yeah, you always hear about the defense for Montana State. They have a very talented offense. I mean, just shy of 40 points a game in their own regard. Man, oh man, that's shaping up to be probably the biggest showdown we've seen between those two schools.
4th down and a yard. It's Jones, and he has a first down, and he has a touchdown. Number 28 finds pay dirt. Touchdown Grizz, 30 yards.
What a strong run by the young running back Jones. Running through an arm tackle. Take a look. Double in trouble covering the ball, running through the defender. Taking notes from Eli Gilman, making a name for himself.
There was Pierce Walker that tried to make the tackle to no avail, and that's a big moment for a freshman right there.
It's a reinforcing moment, all that hard work. Days not being on the field, watching one of the best running backs in the country do it. You have your opportunity. It's almost here, man. My hair standing up. Is yours? Everybody's thinking about it. Kyle, what do you think about it, man?
I mean, there's nothing like it, right, guys? You look at what it's meant to the state of Montana, but really the last several years it's started to mean a lot, both in the Big Sky Conference as a whole. You think of 2023, I believe it was Grizzlies 3, Bobcats 4, and that was the highest rank these two had met at the time, and the Grizzlies won that to win the Big Sky Conference Championship. And then last year, Montana State not only won the Brawl of the Wild and the Big Sky Conference Championship, got the 1 seed because North Dakota State lost. It's one of the best rivalries in the country, and we're blessed to be a part of it. I can't wait for it next week with you fellas.
It is going to be a blast. A good return here from Jordan Herron. We'll be with Ty Gregorak, and Grace Lawrence and Kyle Hansen will be on the sidelines for that one. Big pregame, big postgame, big game. You have been in some monster games with a lot at stake, but you mentioned it to me earlier, without question, if it's 2 against 3, biggest in the rivalry in its history, that's saying a lot because there have been some really big matchups.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 100+ year rivalry. Dates back prior to 1900. And it's going to be 2 versus 3. My opinion, the best defense in the country of Montana State against potentially one of the best offenses in the country of Montana. 2 versus 3 showdown. The biggest showdown, Trey. It is. There's no question about it. So much at stake. Conference title potentially. Playoff seeding. Home field advantage potentially.
Approaching 3 minutes to go here, and Montana, you know they've been thinking about it. And of course, the starters like Ayat have been on the sideline watching the backups get some reps here, putting the finishing touches on this one, as that's a 1-yard gain up to the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at today's Red Zone recap, brought to you by the AVA Law Group. This has been an area Montana has been good in all season long.
Well, you see the attempts there and touchdowns. Their touchdown efficiency in the red zone is #1 in the conference and top 5 in the country. When they get down inside the 20-yard line, they score touchdowns, not field goals.
Smith to the air, and he hooks up with his tight end here, Engman, who's had a nice game as he picks up his 4th catch of the game as we hit 2:15 to go in this one. When you look at the yardage numbers, a lot of people will point to the Montana defense. They give up so many yards, but you think about how they lead in interceptions. They're #1 in turnover margin. They make big plays. So you don't throw out those numbers, but you have to look at that defense differently than you do some other good defenses, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're first in the conference in interceptions, 4th down percentage, and red zone defense.
2-minute timeout as Montana Time to select our Whitefish Credit Union player of the game. How about TJ Roush? 2 interceptions. What a job at strong safety.
Impact plays, splash plays. You don't get turnovers and interceptions by accident. That comes through a lot of hours in the film room, and you can see on display right here coming out of center field, going and making a play, being an athlete, coming up strong for the Montana Grizzlies this season, and especially the last couple of games.
Look at that line right there. Today's player of the game, sponsored by Whitefish Credit Union. We talked about his hitting last week and his ball hawking ability this week.
Again, a great indicator of what allows a player to play fast is just a clear and obvious understanding of what your responsibilities are and what your job is. And man, oh man, TJ's continued to play stronger and faster in the games that we've had the opportunity to call.
Vikings are going to punt it away here with Tony Johnson. High snap. The ball's going to hit at the 35. Deck's going to stay away from it. A couple penalty flags come in on the near side of the field.
They're going to get holding on one of the gunners down here.
.63 points. This is going to go down as the biggest margin of victory this season for Montana as they just dominate the second half. 42-7. They've outscored the Vikings in the third and fourth quarters.
Well, unlike last week against Eastern Washington when the game was opened up, Montana continued to make some plays, continue to extend drives, and keep the offense on the field and finish out strong and not make it a close one.
Now, I know Bobby Houck's not into style points.
No.
I mean, he's played a lot of people throughout the course of this season, sometimes thinking about bigger picture. They obviously put some style points on the board here in this second half, but it's got to give you some momentum, a good feeling heading into the Brawl of the Wild.
Right, and you know, just as a fan, as somebody who gets to sit and watch football, for you people at home understanding, wondering why Montana does certain things, they're trying to get looks and get work done, both on offense and defense with younger players and schematic things. Bobby does not care about what the scoreboard is as long as it says W for his team. He wants to develop young men, develop players, and become the most complete football team that he can down the stretch.
And we're working off the final seconds here. With this victory, Bobby Houck will go down as the Big Sky all-time leader in conference wins, passing Jerome Sowers. I mean, what else can he accomplish in this Big Sky conference? Unbelievable.
No doubt about it. Winning this coach in Big Sky play, winning this coach in the Big Sky Conference as a whole.
And he's only 50 seconds away from what we just talked about. And how about Eli Gilman? 81 on the ground, couple touchdowns, and those were important touchdowns to give him a little breathing room and get some momentum back after that slow start.
They did, and they were just able to keep their offense on the field and open this thing up more, converting on third down and scoring when they needed to. What a job by Coach Houck this season, coming in to the Brawl of the Wild, Montana State against Coach Vegan. It's shaped up to be the biggest one in school history.
And Bruce Barnum, such a joy to talk to. He knows that he'd like to have some of these guys back. He's got some good young talent, and we'll see what happens in the offseason. A team that was excited to play here, but it was all Montana tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Houck and what he's been able to do for the University of Montana. 86 wins, that's monumental. He's truly held in such high regard by the coaching community across all levels, both pro and college. One of the winningest coaches of all time. Special moment there with his son, Robbie, special teams coordinator for Portland State.
455 yards of total offense for Montana, and again, the 5 interceptions. Just picking up where they left off. The defense has been opportunistic all season long. Let's go on the field. Here's Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, guys, TJ, what a game for you guys defensively. 5 interceptions in this one, 2 for yourself. Just how you feeling after getting, 63-17. What a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody came to play today. We made some plays on defense, settled in the second half, and made it happen. It was a fun game.
In terms of those turnovers, what was working for you guys? What were you seeing? I mean, some were athletic catches, some were right place, right time. What was working on defense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw what the quarterback was going to do. They were trying to air it out today, so it gave us opportunities, and we got put in the right position to make those plays, and we made them.
You guys, complementary football is what it's all about, right? You think you guys getting the turnovers, the offense doing their thing, just as a whole, just how was it seeing everybody click in special teams as well?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, when everything's clicking, we can see what we can do, so it's going to be fun. Keep that going the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, TJ. Congratulations on the win. Thanks so much. We'll send it back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. A big win for Bobby Houck. A big effort from TJ Roush. 63-17. Brawl the Wild next. Thoughts?
Story of the game was complementary football. Kyle hit it. Montana outscored Portland State 42-7 in the second half, and that was because they were able to stay on the field on offense, convert on third down, and take it away on defense.
Montana 11-0 for the 4th time in school history. Thanks to Jordan Tripp, Kyle Hansen, and our entire Scripps Sports crew. Thanks for watching Big Sky Football today from Portland, 63-17 Grizz. Make sure you join us next week, the 124th annual Brawl of the Wild, right here on these Scripps stations. Pre-game show gets underway at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Kickoff high noon with the Big Sky Championship on the line. Have a great day, everybody. All Grizz on the road in Portland.